there's so much. There's so much. I've watched so many things. I've played so many. I've got so much to talk about this week.
You do.
I feel I'm overflowing with content. I'm bursting with content. I feel like one of those little, those little clown things where you squeeze them and then all the eyes and the ears just pop out of them.
Okay. I thought you were gonna say you're like a clown car, just full of clowns.
Yeah, or like I feel like the Ghostbusters toys where they were like real scare Ghostbusters and their eyeballs pop out.
I had a couple of those actually.
That's what I feel like this week. I feel like my eyeballs are popping out of my head. Who knows if by the end of this podcast it'll be another. That's how I always feel at the beginning because I had a lot of coffee and I'm ready and I've got all the news side up. And then we get to the end and it's just like, and that's it. That's all. I'm done. I'm leaving. I'm going home. I don't want to do this anymore. So welcome back, everybody, to the RageSelect podcast. This is the beginning where I'm all pumped up. I'm Jeff.
And I'm Mike.
Michael, I saw so many things last week. I watched that Prey movie. I watched the animus that are out, like Harley Quinn, all this stuff that's going on. But you know what? I watched that Sandman show. That Sandman show is fucking good. It's funny because I read Sandman like a million years ago, and I was like, oh, this is great. I was never like as into it as the people who are like, I'm just not like a super fan type where I don't get like. I'll like something like Dark Souls and talk about it a lot, but it's not like I go back and read. The only comic book that I go back and read from time to time that I've read for a long time is Transmetropolitan because I think it holds up a little better. But like, I don't know, man. I forgot. I was watching Sandman. I was like, why is this so much better than a lot of the stuff that I've tried? I tried watching that Resident Evil show and it was just like shit.
It's pretty bad.
It's just bad. Like I was talking about it on one of our sequential Saturdays where we were playing Resident Evil 2. And I was talking about how I didn't like Wesker, and then somebody was like, well, they explained that eventually. And I was like, yeah, but I stopped watching because it was a bad show.
It's a really bad show, guys.
I didn't want it. But then I watched Sandman, and I was like, oh, right. This is like a super, super goddamn creative concept, and it like all hangs together well, and it just like moves forward.
Well, Gaiman worked really hard to not make it until he was like sure it would be something worth watching.
Yeah,
because he posts a lot on his Twitter. I almost said Twitter. His Twitter, and one of them is like, I fought tooth and nail against really bad Sandman movie ideas for years. Yeah, and finally I was like, this is gonna work.
Well, it wouldn't. I don't think it would work as a movie or even a series of movies. I think it needs to be like it's like comic books work better as shows, right? Because they're sequential, issue after issue. If every issue is an episode more or less, then like you get through arc, and like this one goes through the first arc is like getting trapped and all that stuff, and then the second half is the dollhouse, which is an interesting arc. That's the one that ends with the cereal convention. Have you read The Sandman?
I have not. I read part of it because somebody had mentioned it to me, and I was like, this is good, but I don't have like, I wanted to like be able to like sit down and really read it. Yeah. But by the time, I got a full-time job and everything was harder to keep track of, so I didn't have time to be like, I'm just going to read a whole entire fucking series. Sure. Which I used to do a lot, or like when I was in my early 20s when I worked retail, because I had all the time in the world. Yeah. That's how I got caught up on Green Arrow. That's how I caught up on Superman and all these fucking characters.
I remember you buying them omnibuses. Yeah. Those big omnibuses.
Omnibuses or just finding like torrents that had like, here's the entire like run of this specific thing. Right. And then just sitting there reading them over and over again. Because at the time, again, I was doing nothing. Yeah. So that's all I did. But that was one of those ones that I was recommended. And I started it. And I never got that far into it.
It can be a little weird. It's a very 90s comic. It's very, it's like the art is very irregular because it keeps changing artists a lot. And it's got a lot of real messy art, like messy 90s artsy art in it, as opposed to, like one of the things about, mentioning like Transmetropolitan, right, is that it's like, it's Dave Gibbons, I believe, who did the art for that. Or, no. Is that who? Oh, okay. God damn,
Dave Gibbons is the guy who did Preacher, right?
No. Yes. Yes. I think.
May he rest in peace because he died not that long ago.
Let's see. Transmetropolitan. Derek Robertson. Sorry, not.
Okay.
Yeah, and he is like
that guy's live.
It's just like it's so consistent, and with Transmetropolitan, it's like there's a lot of really big like futuristic detail stuff in it. What did he do? Some boys stuff
he
as
did
well.
The boys itself, I think. Yeah,
and it's so consistent, like having the same artist throughout an entire thing, as opposed to back in the 90s.
Super rare.
Yeah, there was a lot of like going back and forth and stuff.
Because I think Invincible. Even Invincible didn't keep the same artists.
Yeah,
it changes. I think after like issue 12 or something.
But anyway. I say a lot of times, I guess anybody who doesn't know, it's like it's such an interesting concept, right? And that there's this like kind of pantheon of not gods per se, but like these entities that basically govern certain pieces of humanity, and they all start with D. So you've got dream and death and despair and desire, and they all kind of run the various parts. And so the main character of Sandman is Dream, and he's an interesting character. He's kind of a petty bitch.
Okay.
Like that's one of the things I like about him, is that he kind of has this weird like growth arc that happens. And they changed a few things up, but nothing that wasn't big, nothing that didn't that mattered. I did think it was really funny. I don't know if I'm shooting myself in the foot, because sometimes people don't care at this point. I read one review, like a user review on Metacritic of it, that was like 0, and it was like, this is SJW garbage. And I'm like, the original was SJW garbage. Like,
no, it's true.
Like
a lot of our comics are SJW garbage.
Neil Gaiman loves his like strong lady protagonists and gay dudes, and like all the transvestite character in the Dollhouse section.
Well, I always remember like I forgot, it was an old webcomic that was making fun of Steven Universe. Mm-hmm. They're like, people, I don't know, you keep making the show so gay, and then it's like, I don't know if you guys should do that. It's like, don't worry, we're gonna tone it down. And then the guy leaves and goes, make it gayer.
Yeah,
Gaiman was that guy for like all his things.
It would be like if they made The Authority, and people got mad at Apollo and Midnighter. Yeah. Just like, what is this gay shit? It was like, it was gay shit back then too.
That was kind of the point back then. Yeah,
exactly. Like they didn't invent gay in 2014. Okay,
yeah. The gay wasn't made in the lab for comic books or something.
Yeah, and Neil Gaiman's like a progressive dude, So if that's a turnoff, so be it. But I thought it's a little slow at the beginning. The first arc is a little ponderous, but you know what? I would actually say that like over the last few months, if you're like a superhero or like a fan, like a comic fan, I think that right now between Umbrella Academy and Sandman, that Netflix has some interesting non-MCU, non-Disney Plus different takes on heroes that you may not have seen before, and
I know
they're interesting.
The best thing about the show is that it's fucking with people and the pronunciation of Constantine.
Oh.
So that's a fun thing that's been going on.
Yep. I forgot that Joanna Constantine is a character in that book. Of course, I think the arc where she shows up in the modern day, I think that in the comics it was John Constantine that was, because there's like,
I heard it's a rights thing right now.
Yeah, which would make sense, because I'm sure somebody owns the right. Keanu obviously owns the right. When you play a character, you own the rights to that character, and so then nobody else.
I'm just not really sure how that works, because Sandman is very tied to DC in a lot of ways.
Yep.
Because actually, the way I discovered Sandman to begin with is it was before the New 52 starts. It was one of the final arcs to Action Comics. Is that Lex Luthor is doing this thing, and at one point, so he meets Death, like the Death from Sandman.
Yeah.
And she's just like, you're gonna do something great for me one of these days. He's like, I wonder what that means. And then eventually he finds this thing in the Phantom Zone that gives him godlike power, and it brings peace around the entire universe. And Death's like, I got a vacation. And so she just sits there with this guy who's like about to die, and she just sits there for a second. But he can't keep the power, because the only way he can keep the power is he has to let Superman live. And he's like, never.
Oh, Lex.
And so he tries to kill Superman and loses all the power, and then eventually all the peace goes away, and Death goes, well, that lasted as long as it could, and then she goes back to work.
Yeah. So yeah, I actually think that there's like, Netflix is such a wild card, but I think that like if you're a fan of Sandman, I think it's worth. Yeah, what's the thing you can always tell people, right? You always buy a month of Netflix, right?
Yeah.
You go to privacy.com, create a temporary card. I do this with Paramount all the time. Put like a fucking whatever the monthly cost is, like $10 limit on it, right? Sign up with that card. Privacy.com is free, and then like they'll try to charge it, but then it gets locked down because you can create a credit card that literally has like a only this much limit on it until you manually go change it. So even if you forget to cancel it, it's like it's just going to hit a bum card and you're not going to get charged again. So
and I'm sure there's still trials to Netflix out there.
Yeah, you can sign. Yeah, if you could sign up with $0. I really like privacy.com. They're not paying for it, but it's just like a really good service. You could just go generate credit cards.
Well, it's great for a lot of places that are difficult to cancel.
Right.
That's a good reason.
It's a great way. It's so fast, and it's a great way to sign up for trials on places.
Yeah.
Because you'll know that you can don't forget about it, and then you're just like, hey, wait a minute, how long have I been paying for World of Warcraft?
Exactly. That's exactly how they fucking get you.
Yeah. Michael, how about you? Did you watch anything? I think you did something last
I did something
week.
amazing finally.
Yeah.
On Friday, I got to see the Blues Brothers live in San Antonio.
There you go.
And that shit was amazing. I loved it.
Take some pictures with Dan Aykroyd and Jim Belushi.
Yes. So what I did, because of my new job, I get paid a lot more than I ever did before. They had a VIP section for the concert, and part of the VIP thing was a quick photo op with the two of them right after the concert. And so I took my brother, because my brother's the reason I became as obsessed with him as I did.
Yeah.
Because before I had just an interest because I really liked the movie and I kind of liked some of the songs they did. But he gave me a briefcase full of blues on CD when I was like 12. And it's in my car right now. I've kept it for 20 years. And I just listened to it nonstop. To the point when I was growing up, my friends were like, the Blues Brothers are just your favorite band. Like, that's just a fact. Like, we've never seen you listen to anybody as much as you have this specific set of people.
Not even Blues Traveler?
No, not even Blues Traveler. I listened to a lot of Blues Traveler because of Blues Brothers 2000, actually.
Oh, okay.
Because they're in that movie. And so, but they were like, no, you listen specifically, like when we talk about what are your music and what are your favorite songs, you mentioned like B-movie and fucking like anything on this track. I'm like, well, because it's great. Fuck you guys. And so for years, eventually it was just like, the Blues Brothers are my favorite band. And so I found out they were playing in San Antonio. I bought these VIP tickets. I debated it originally, but Dan Aykroyd's now 70. Yeah. And Jim Belushi's now 68. And so they're all getting up there in age, and eventually they're just going to not do this anymore.
Sure.
So I was like, this may be my final chance to do this in like a Texas zip code. And so I did it. And of course my brother ran into all of his friends. Okay. Because he has a bunch of friends that are all Ghostbusters nerds and Blues Brothers nerds as well. And so he ran into them. We watched it. It was great. Jim Belushi worked the crowd. Like he would get people from the crowd onto the stage. Oh, cool. Or he would walk into the crowd. Nice. And sing songs. It was really fucking cool. I was really close to them. It was really fucking cool. It was crazy. Like I loved, like I was crying at one point because I was like, this is so beautiful. I love this so much. Nice. And after it was done, we walked to where the photo op was. Bunch of people brought shit to sign, but they weren't signing anything because it was one of those photo ops that are like boom, boom, boom.
Just get out there, fucking take a picture, get it the fuck out.
And people were trying, and the lady was like, never, no. Yeah. But one person got something signed because his son asked for it to get signed. It was this little 10-year-old who had like a Ray Stantz figure. And she was about to do the no, and he's like, no, this is why I'm here. And he signs it and gives it to him. And I was like, you Trojan horsed your son. Like, we're fucking with the guy the rest of the night. But after that, it was great. And then we got some tacos. I got home at like 3 a.m. It was just the best.
That sounds like a really good night.
It was amazing. I loved it. I originally wanted to go earlier, but my brother had to work because the tickets let you get into the convention that they were having that same weekend. Okay. Free from 4 to 8, but I never got to go. But because there's a lot of celebrities out there.
What convention was attached to the...
I had never heard of this one. It's called the Superhero Car and Comic-Con.
What?
A car show and Comic-Con.
Okay.
So a bunch of people brought their cars, like they were like Ecto 1s and like a Bluesmobile, and I think a Mach 5 was there.
All right.
But they were also like celebrities. So you had Ewan McGregor was there. What? Simu Liu was there.
Holy shit.
Shang-Chi, Brandon Routh. Haley Atwell was there on a Sunday.
Jesus.
Flash, the guy who played Flash Gordon was there. He actually went to the concert, by the way. The guy who played Flash Gordon. He was in the crowd because I kept hearing people go, "That's fucking Flash Gordon." I was like, "What's happening?" And I turned around, and there's Flash Gordon like 3 rows behind me.
Call me when Barbarella shows up.
And then there was I can't remember who the other ones were, but there were quite a few people there. And it was Stephen Amell was there. Hulk Hogan was there.
Good Lord.
I can't remember. I think that was all. I know there might have been a couple, but I can't remember. But yeah, this was all going on that weekend.
Wow.
I'd never heard of it up until that fucking thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, I kind of wish I had gone to the actual thing too.
Yeah.
But, I didn't know, and I had spent most of my money by that point. So.
No, yeah, that sounds great.
But
wow.
if they do it again next year, I will definitely go.
Cool. Well, speaking of things they're not doing next year, I don't know if that's a segue or not. We had a Nintendo Direct, but don't get too excited. It was a Splatoon. How excited are people about Splatoon 3?
People actually really like Splatoon, so people probably are excited, but not the way they were for the second one. I feel
like it's excited for the hardcore fan base, but that I don't know that Splatoon has like a big broad-reaching appeal. Like maybe the first one
was a huge surprise.
Yeah.
And then the second one was, again, like, oh, this is kind of fun.
Kind of like ARMS. If they made another ARMS, I know that some people would be very, very, very interested, but like... but then a lot of other people would be like, another one of those. Okay, all right, sure.
The issue comes down to the gameplay doesn't appeal to all of us the way it did in the beginning.
Yeah,
because it was a nice idea at the beginning, but then it just got kind of annoying.
For me, I think the main thing is just that and I'm not blaming it or anything, because it's not like this makes it a bad game or anything. It's just it is primarily a multiplayer game. Whenever they've tried to add like single player content, it just ends up being like these weird puzzle maps or like bot matches. It's not really like narrative third-person shooter content.
Well, they have these narratives to it, but they never really feel like a narrative.
They're weird. They're too weird. So, we're actually... This is going to be kind of like Pokemon last week, where, like... I don't know. Did you get a chance to watch this?
I did not. It's mostly because I didn't give a shit about Splatoon.
I get it. I wouldn't have watched it unless I did this show. Like, a lot of it is just the basics, and like they keep bringing stuff up and showing it like it's a new fucking thing, where they're just like, and here's a shop where you can buy shirts, and it's like, yes, there was one of those before. There's like, here's a lobby where your friends can draw pictures. It's like, yes, that was in the last one, and it's like, here you can swap out the skills for your guns, and it's like, yes, all that was in the last game. Like,
I think the thing I liked the most about Splatoon was the weird ass crossovers it did. Because there would be ones like, choose which side you're on. The Autobots or the Decepticons.
Sure.
Get a shirt and then fight for the death over it. I'm like, what's happening?
They're doing that. We'll get to that. They're doing that this next time, but they're doing it in a really, really weird way. So, they go over the basics of how Splatoon works. They showed off some new weapons and new like kind of little abilities that you can do, which is fine. They showed off some of the new stages. This is one of those things where like I don't really want to go into the specifics of what they talked about, because only like 4 people who listen to this podcast are going to be like, ooh. Who didn't watch this, who don't already know this information. There's a bunch of new stages. It looks like they're going to be rotating them in and out the same way they did before. Some of the stages are going to be a dynamic. They have this one that like goes down and then into the water and then comes back up again.
That's pretty fun.
Revealing like more stage area. There's some new weapons. They've got bows now. There's like ink bows called stringers. There's also splatanas, which are basically like kind of weird paint roller katanas that fling paint.
I kind of like that idea though.
Forward. Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, the one thing no matter what you could say about Splatoon, you cannot say that it is not creative. Splatoon is creative as fuck.
Super creative.
So they showed off some of that. They showed off some special weapons. I don't know, like there's some of the stuff where it's just like very great. It'd be like talking about, when they did I guess we did talk when they did the Smash Brothers reveals about all the individual stuff, but not in like granular detail. I don't want to go over this thing like minute by minute. It's a lot of Splatoon, y'all.
If you like Splatoon, and if you're a kid now or a squid now, I'm sure you'll love it.
Yes. Well, actually, but it's no longer just squids. There's also octolings from the second one.
Oh, that's right.
So there's like the squids, and then there's the octolings.
So if you're Dr. Octopus, you may love this.
Yep.
Are there new waifus? I know that's still a thing, is it? Is that still a thing?
There are some new hosts. That gets kind of all the way at the end. There's like these 3 new hosts. It's Shiver and Fry and Big Man.
I'm sure the internet has already made plenty of things about those characters.
Shiver and Fry are the kind of your standard squid host people. Big Man is the new one. It's a giant manta ray, and that's why he's man. He's the big man. They kind of show up at the end. They did say that they're bringing back like Oh no, they're bringing back the kind of like little festival things, but
okay.
The one thing that was really weird that they showed was that there's a card game in Splatoon 3.
Everything's getting card games now. Jesus.
Yeah, and what's weird about it is that it's like a version of the Splatoon game, of like the actual like how much ink can you get on the board game, where you like okay, I gotta do this shit in order or I'm gonna get so lost. Anyway, it's basically like you have a board and then you get these cards, and then the cards have like an ink pattern on them that you put in a kind of Tetris like thing where you can add it to the board or you can overwrite other people's things, and you're going to get starter packs, and there's going to be all these cards that come out. It's going to be a whole fucking thing, et cetera, et cetera. It's a weird addition.
It's very strange.
Makes sense.
I get it, but it's super strange.
Yeah. One of the things that they have nowadays that I just don't know if they actually had previously is like there's going to be like cards, like in the Call of Duty, how you'll have like a name card that has like a specific like a background and like a title and like icons and stuff on it that you can unlock.
I don't remember if that was the thing.
I don't think that was in there, which is why I think when they showed it, I was like, yeah. And then my brain was like, yeah, but that wasn't in the last game. The other thing that's kind of interesting is they have like a lobby where you can see people that you played with previously, but the way that you do that is through these custom lockers. Where you go into this room and you see these lockers, and each one of them is a locker from a different player, but then you can customize your locker. You can put what you want in there.
So that's how they would appear on their screen, basically.
Right, so that's how it shows up for other people, which is kind of a cool concept.
Yeah, that's actually kind of fun.
There's also a big replay generator where you can snip replays out and send them out, share them, and do stuff like that. They've got the whole drawing thing like they had on the Wii U is in there. You can apparently play like these ghosts that represent the people on your friends list, and that's how you invite them, is by it's not just like a menu. You go up to the ghosts and then you can like join their game or invite them to your game.
That's kind of neat.
There's a bunch of different kind of game modes that they talked about. Just Splatoon shit, right? Like
I think Splatoon's like one of the only reasons to have Nintendo's online mode.
Oh,
just
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. They showed a little bit more of Salmon Run, which is their horde mode.
Okay.
Where you basically have these giant salmon that come up, and then you and four other players are trying to collect the eggs from them, and at the end of the match, there'll be like a giant boss salmon that comes in, and then you shoot the eggs at the giant boss salmon, and it's survival mode. It also says that there's going to be time limited, like the salmon have invaded the city modes.
That's interesting.
Where you kind of play on a map. And then there's also the single player, which looks a lot like the Splatoon 2 single player, where it's just like kind of a bunch of, like these kind of challenge maps, almost like puzzles.
Yeah.
It's not like a big narrative thing. It's more like a Mario stage that you play with Splatoon, kind
I can see that, yeah, like those Mario 64 levels where when you go to fight Bowser.
Yeah,
those kind of puzzle looks,
and it's kind of they kind of show some kind of cutscenes that look pretty cool. But that style of quote unquote single player content has never been like the biggest draw.
No,
for me.
Well, at least they have cutscenes, because some games where they do that, they don't even have cutscenes.
That's true.
It's just like a quick picture with some text on it.
Yeah. Yep. I was trying to think if there's anything else. I mean, there's some other stuff, like you can register like your outfit, like a loadout, to an amiibo that you can then like just tap to just switch back to like a common loadout.
Oh, okay.
They're updating the Splatnet app, which is how you do all the matchmaking and stuff.
I swear, Nintendo's ass backwards fucking shit.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck with that.
That shit is insane.
They're adding new amiibos.
Oh, look at that.
I don't know what the fuck they're doing with this Salmon Run amiibo. I don't think that's a thing that people are really going to be interested in, but
the amiibo hunters are going to get it either way.
Yeah, they've got an Octoline and an Inkline amiibo. and they're going to have. They also said they're going to have large scale updates coming out on a regular basis. I feel like this is something I've said before, Michael, but like I feel like on the Nintendo Switch, the company Nintendo, finally figured out why everybody else does shitloads of DLC, and they were like, "Oh shit,
yeah,
that's a lot of money," and they were like, "Quick, start doing it."
Because the Nintendo's stance on online stuff was that the internet was a fad, basically.
Right.
They were very much like, no one's going to use the internet for gaming. That's stupid. Why would anyone do that? And that's why the Switch is so like, you can take it anywhere you want because the internet is stupid.
Yeah, exactly.
And then one day they're like, wait, DLC does what?
Money?
We can just do that?
There's a shitload of money to be had.
Yeah, just keep fucking doing that over and over again.
Yeah, and like even now they're discovering how Game Pass works and trying to get in on that shit in the most half-assed way possible. Like, we're not going to give you any games, but we'll give you some Mario Kart tracks and some Animal Crossing DLC if you sign up.
Here's some Super Mario Brothers for the 1,000th time.
Yeah,
that's worth $30.
Here's some Sega Genesis games. You nerds love Sega Genesis.
Give us $60 for this N64 emulator that barely works.
Yep. Sometimes it works.
That's why I said barely.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of it. There's there's other stuff in here. There's these big festival events that they're going to be having. Oh, the big thing is what I was talking about before, where they had the like you said, the Autobots versus Decepticons are like red versus blue. These are now 3-way matches. You play a prelim match, so you have 2 teams of 4. You play a prelim match, and then whoever wins the prelim match or whatever. I don't know how it's done because there's 3 teams. Oh, no. Okay, No, I do know how it is. You got 8 players, okay? Here you go. 8 players. You play a prelim match. Whoever wins the prelim match is like, gets the advantage. And so you get 1 team of 4 and 2 teams of 2. So you split the 8 players into the winning team. And then what'll happen is, imagine a diamond, and at the north and south, the winning team gets split into 2 that have to converge in the middle of the map. And then in the east and the west, each of the other teams they start there and converge on the center where the other team is. The first event is going to be rock, paper, scissors.
Okay.
I think it's a lot easier to find 3-way events or 2-way events than it is 3, but look at this shit. This is what it looks like.
That's so weird.
This tricolor turf war. It's an interesting way to add, to the chaos of Splatoon.
That's true.
It just seems like the leading team is still going to have the advantage. I guess they're fighting in 2 directions at the same time. So
it's because they have to fight off 2 teams now.
Yeah,
instead of just the one.
But the 2 teams are smaller, so it's still like 2 on 2 on 2 on 2.
Yeah, it can still work that way, but it all depends on the team itself. Like if they're willing to make that work.
Yeah, I think there might be some advantages that the smaller teams get. So yeah, that's a weird thing to do.
Yeah,
it's a real weird way to do it.
Very strange. But a cool idea, I guess.
Yeah.
Because this game's never been about kills. It's all about who can paint the whole area more than the other guy.
Yeah. Like you can stop people from painting by killing them, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how good you are at killing if you don't get enough paint on the ground. So.
Do the objective.
Yeah.
That's what the game is.
Yep.
Even more so than fucking Overwatch was.
Yep, I do appreciate that. I really do love the fact that only Nintendo was like, what if it was an online multiplayer shooter game? But how can we make it where it's not about how many people you kill? What if it was a shooter, but it wasn't about killing people? It's like, I also put squids in there.
Like they started like, how do you make a shooter? And they're like, well, I got to paint my house in like a couple minutes.
Right,
done. What about that? What if I just throw paint at you? Boom.
It's
level
like that,
done.
It's like that thing with was it like Miyamoto where Nintendo wanted to like keep anybody from knowing what Miyamoto was doing.
Yeah.
Because he just got, there was a time where he was walking his dog a lot. He got a new dog and he was walking his dog all the time. And then he fucking made Nintendogs. And they're like, nobody can know what this guy is doing because if he goes to a shrine, it'll be like, oh, he's making Star Fox, obviously, because of the fucking thing with the shrine.
He's gardening and then fucking, what the fuck the name of that game? Pikmin comes up. It's like, boom, Pikmin.
Yeah. That's a real thing, you guys.
When he hung out in Brooklyn, he's like, Super Mario people.
Yep.
It's like Italian people aren't real.
So they're doing like an open beta, the Splatfest, which is happening at the end of this month on the 27th. And it's like 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. It's like a 12-hour time-limited thing that's going to be one of these three-way battle things as like their network test. And you can even like download the game ahead of time and do like the tutorial or whatever, but then they're actually just opening up the servers to be able to play on that day. So what is it? It's like a weekend or something.
Good for you, Splatooners. I don't know what they call you.
Saturday the 27th.
Splatooners.
I don't know.
Rule 34s.
No.
I know what you sick bastards are up to with those squids.
Do people make porno of this? I mean,
of course they do.
Of course they do.
You couldn't even finish that sentence before you realized the answer is yes.
I don't know why you would, but fine, I guess.
You saw fucking Geigen's mom that Matt Frank drew.
No, but that was based on a real thing.
This is based on a real thing.
Well, that's true. That's also based on a real thing. I saw how the internet reacted to Lady Dimitrescu. Nothing in the world should be surprising.
There's
anymore.
a character I want to mention that I saw the way the internet reacted to, but it can't because we're going to get to them eventually.
Yeah. So I think that's about it. Oh, they're doing a tournament at PAX West.
Oh, okay.
Because this thing comes out in October, I believe, right?
Does it?
Was it? So. Let's find out. Let's type it into the old. Sit here in front of the internet.
September 9th.
September 9th.
That's
because this is August.
Yeah, we're in August now.
September 9th. Okay, so yeah, not that long. Yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool all around. It's funny because I told you that they're having that network test, and the thing is that everybody should go download that network test even if they don't want to play in it. Because the thing is that the network test, the demo, essentially, is giving you a code for a free week of Nintendo Online.
Oh.
Because you need, as you said, Nintendo Online to play it. So the only way that they're doing that is by essentially issuing like 1 week temp codes that you can use to be able to play the game, but you don't have to use it to play the game. You can use it to play some Super Nintendo games if you wanted to.
Yeah.
It's just a free week of Nintendo Online.
Do whatever's with it.
Yeah.
Play whatever that Kirby game comes out eventually.
Yeah. Get some Mario Kart DLC. Play some Mario Kart
play
things.
The Free Guys or whatever.
The fuck? Okay. All right.
Fall Guys? Yes, Fall Guys. Not Free Guys.
There's this article here that just says, "Are you sexting enough?" I'm like, probably not.
Are you sexting Geigen's mom enough? Are you?
No. Don't do it.
You know he wants some of that buzzsaw.
Don't do it.
You
don't want to do it. Yeah. We also had a report saying that Nintendo hardware, there's not going to be any new hardware for this fiscal year. Now, I'm not entirely sure. I read this. I don't know whether this means that they're just not going to make any more Switches this year and just are going to try to sell through their existing inventory, or whether this is just another one of those like, no, there's no Pro. Buy a Switch now, you nerds. Quit waiting. There's not going to be one, and if there is, we're not going to tell you when it's coming out.
I think that's kind of what it is, yeah.
Some people are going to have to... Some people pick the fucking unlucky penny and buy a Switch the day before they announce the Switch Pro and go, God damn it. It hasn't happened to me, but it's got to happen to somebody. Like, there's just no avoiding it.
The closest thing that happened to me with was I bought the Star Wars PS4 Pro and they announced the Spider-Man PS4 Pro like a week later. And I was so mad.
I don't feel bad for you.
I was so mad.
I really don't feel bad for you.
No, I want it, though. But I was so mad, yeah.
I talked to you about this last week. I'm seriously surprised that you're not going to buy a PC just to play Spider-Man on the PC. That you're not going to shell out a huge amount of cash for a fucking 3090 PC just to play Spider-Man again on the PC.
I got too many surgeries, Jeff.
Okay.
I got to get a root canal.
All right. Still. So yeah, no.
I get that surgery that turns me into a squid.
There's probably not going to be any new Nintendo Switch hardware, but that's exactly what they would say before there was new Switch hardware.
That's true.
So, in not so fun news, Nintendo is having some union problems. So there was a labor complaint filed with the National Labor Relations Board saying that Nintendo and the contract hiring agency Aston Carter that they work for have basically been like fucking with the union stuff. Basically, we had a story about this a little while back where somebody like stood up in an all hands meeting and they were like, what about unions? And then that person got fired for kind of like semi flimsy reasons like a week after that happened. But
if you let Mario go, get out of here.
It appears that basically like Nintendo does not want unions.
No,
like
they're
Nintendo I don't think that they're the sort of company that doesn't even like give it like, well, actually that's not true, because Reggie went on that podcast and he was like, I think if the people want to unionize, that then the company should listen to what the people that work for them want.
Here's the thing, Reggie's not part of Nintendo anymore.
Right,
he can say whatever the hell he wants to now.
But apparently there's like a lot of like, okay, tell me if this This is from a Kotaku article. Dozens of current and former employees told Kotaku that Nintendo of America was overwhelmingly staffed with contract employees who were given raw deals and treated like second-class citizens. In addition to bad pay, months with no work, and worse healthcare options, these testers, localizers, and customer service reps were also prohibited from participating in many corporate events or even walking the halls of the main headquarters building. Michael, now, as a person who has been in the working world, does that sound A, plausible, or B, implausible?
No, that happened to me all the time.
Yeah.
I worked contract work a lot.
Yeah.
And I worked for Google's contracting, and I remember when I got hired, they had this whole presentation of all the cool things you can do when you work for Google. And then at the end, it was always like, by the way, if you're a contract worker, you do none of these things.
You don't work for Google.
Literally.
You work for fucking Volt Technical Services.
Yeah, exactly. There was literally a room in the building that was literally like, if you were an actual Google employee, you can go inside of that room. And it was like, it had a fucking massage chair, a ping pong table, Mexican
the break
Coke.
room?
It wasn't the break room. It was the fancy Google break room.
Oh my god!
So if you were a Google, I only saw it once because somebody was cleaning it, and the door was still open. And when I looked,
looking through the
when
door
I looked in real quick, I saw a guy drinking a Mexican Coke because those were also in there too.
Yep.
And they're staring me down as they were drinking it as it slowly closed.
Oh my god!
And I was like, that fucking Google engineer. And it was only other times it was open was when the Google engineers were in town. Mm-hmm. It was the only other time anybody ever went in there. Other than that, you were prohibited from even looking in that fucking room's direction.
So here's the thing: is that like I don't think there's anybody on the I haven't seen a single comment on any of the podcasts. We've been talking about this for like 9 to 11 months at this point, who is like, nah, fuck unions. I believe that workers all deserve to get treated like shit and paid zero. I haven't actually seen anybody who's just like openly displayed that sentiment in our comment
the ones
section.
Who do are usually like they have their CEOs in glasses and they're like, I say let him go.
Right. It's Steve Buscemi from 30 Rock with the skateboard.
How you doing, fellow kids? You know how workers don't need things, right?
Yep.
They just need money.
Or
and
like
even
that,
then, not a lot of it.
What was that Key and Peele undercover boss sketch?
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
I'm pretty sure that guy's Kylo Ren.
Oh, yeah, that one too. No, but like, I haven't been in the working world for a long time now. Like, not in a corporate office, but the last time I was, this shit was going. It was like 15 years ago where this shit was going on. Where like I worked for a game company. And I remember I was going to college at the time because I wanted to be an animator. And they were getting ready to get into crunch. And I went to my boss and I was like, okay, listen, you realize that like when this crunch happens, I can't work here for 18 hours a day. I have classes that I have to go to. And he was like, don't worry about it. You know what? You can just like come in later in the evening or on the weekends to just make up those hours or whatever. And I was like, no, like I have homework that has to get, I have sleep that there's no way for me to go to college and also work 18 hours a day. It doesn't matter when the 18 hours are. It matters that it's 18 hours. And so I quit. And my friend at the time who got me a job there, he's a real piece of work. I've mentioned him in passing a few times on this podcast, but like he was really mad that I quit because he couldn't hang out with me as his buddy at the place. I was just like, yes, but I'm going to school to try to get away from what's happening here.
Yeah.
I want to get out of the QA tester pit and I want to do my own fucking thing. Like, how do you not get that? They won't allow. And then, like, you know, of course, him and his buddies had to crunch. My ex-coworkers, they had to crunch for like 3 months straight.
Yeah.
They never got to see anybody. They were doing that fucking 6 day a week, like you get half a day off on Sunday bullshit. And it was just like, fuck you, no.
Sleep under your desk. Give us your blood.
Yeah. So the thing is that this shit's been going on for a long time, and I have absolutely 100% zero fucking sympathy. Like, you've been treating those 1099 independent contractors, or those people that you hired, what was the name of the fucking horse shit that they said?
Aston Carter.
Aston Carter. You've been treating those Aston Carter people like second class employees because it's cheaper. Yeah. Because you can work, you can shit on them, and you make more money doing that. And like, we've reached a point in the history of work in this country where it's like, us workers are kind of done being shit on, and you're gonna have to treat people like humans. Like, when I was doing this shit, they just barely treated you like scum. But then, like, it's 15 years later, and they just kept pushing the envelope of how bad they could treat you, until finally everybody had to go home for 2 months, and then they came back and they were like, what the fuck? Was I really doing this? This pot was boiling the whole time.
Yeah. It's just like, I remember hearing from people who worked for Apple as their contractors, from even my contracting in Google, I was like, that sounds like insanity.
Yeah,
I would not want to deal with any of that. And then but it made me pull back and look at what I was dealing with. I was like, this is also pretty bad.
I worked for Microsoft for a while, and the thing is that I worked as a temp employee, and Microsoft they had a road where you could convert temp to perm. And I went to ask my manager about that one time, and they were like, well, they want really dedicated employees. Like, well, what does that mean? It's like, well, it means like showing up before your shift and working, and like staying late whenever is needed, and like never taking a day off. And like, if we need to crunch, you know, like stay at work and sleep under your desk, and then like get up early to be able to test new builds or whatever. And I was like, I don't want to. Like, and then your reward for that is the golden collar of being a fucking full-time employee at the company. And I was just like, no, fuck you.
I always think of
good God, no.
That reality show they did on YouTube called The Tester.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Where you're the prize.
The prize was being QA.
Become a QA tester.
Yeah.
That's a terrible prize.
Yep.
And none of the things had anything to do with it. Was the other thing? I was a bunch of YouTube guys that were like, early on, they're like, I'm a tester. I used to be a tester. Why would you ever want to do this? Go through a game show for this bullshit.
Yeah. So anyway, I can fully and 100% believe that this shit is going down at Nintendo.
Oh, it's absolutely going on.
And
I bet the guy's dressed as Bowser the whole time, throwing shells at people.
Oh boy, this article had the quote. Where let's see here. In April, Nintendo of America President Doug Bowser posted a message internally to employees saying that executive leadership team was reviewing the allegations and that the company had a zero tolerance policy for discrimination, harassment, or intimidation. However, 2 current employees said that little has changed in months since.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all.
Like, it's. I think the only reason that this shit is happening with Activision is because it was so shitty and so dramatic that the light that got shined on it was enough to catch people's attention. This is just what people normally expect out of companies.
Yeah.
Working you to the bone, not paying enough, and like you don't get to go to the fucking fancy room, and don't let your ass touch the chair that the developer's sitting. You're not good enough for Mexican Cokes. You can go to the break room and get the corn syrup version.
That's all it is.
It's like a plebeian.
It's like working for Walmart, and somebody's like, Walmart fired a guy because he thought about the word union. You're like, yeah, it's a Walmart,
right? Like,
why would I be surprised? That's what this story is.
I just, as a quick side note, my phone now knows that I will read union stuff when I pull up my Google News, and so I've been reading this fucking Starbucks shit, and it's like, you guys are fucking. You're bailing water out of a sinking ship with like a coffee cup, man. Like, it is. You are on the precipice of like. All the Starbucks shut down because it's like, oh, somebody said union, and so we fired everybody immediately. And it's like, you can't do that for very long before people understand, and then they realize that like that was a retaliatory move, but it makes you look weak because now we know that like the only solution you have is to fire everybody. And like, oh no, my Starbucks job, where could I possibly get a job serving coffee to people? Oh no.
My favorite thing is a lot of the times they won't notice, because here's my other favorite story about Google. Google fired me, and Google directly fired me, by the way. Like, Google literally looked at me as an employee,
like the web page,
as a person, and literally,
it's like you logged onto the web page and just said you're fired in a really fancy.
And mine as well. I used to joke about that too. So what happened was I showed up at my job, and then they were like, "Well, we can't keep you on." I'm like, "Why?" I'm like, "Well, Google themselves said you're not allowed to talk to people anymore," and I was like, "That's interesting."
Who?
I wasn't allowed to talk to customers.
Why?
Or anybody in general, because they thought they didn't like the way I talked to people, because I was super truthful about everything.
Oh sure.
I was always because it was my first like real like office support job, and they were just like, "Get that fucking dude out of here," telling them like, "I think this kind of sucks too." Like, that's all I kind of did, and they were like, "He's telling the truth. He's not allowed to talk to people."
Get him out of there. Get him out of there.
But the reason I say that is because they still kept hiring me for other Google positions on other temp jobs.
Oh God!
Not knowing it was just me again. So I feel like Starbucks would have the same thing. Like, who's gonna hire me? The other Starbucks across the street.
Right.
They're just gonna be like, they don't fucking notice.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. Enough communist manifestos.
Yes.
The last piece of Nintendo news that we have for this week, well, we have some more bonus later on down, but the last one I thought putting at the beginning here is that Steam added Joy-Con support as controllers. I mean, everything is Bluetooth, so if you have Bluetooth, apparently you can sync it up. You can sync Joy-Cons to your computer. Actually, it's funny. You know, I've been having all the problems with my Xbox controllers.
Yeah.
I hooked a PS5 my new PS5 controller up. We're like a fucking dream.
Oh my God.
But then I was like, but I sometimes like to play Elden Ring on my PC. But for some reason, even though I know Elden Ring has the PlayStation button prompts, there's no option on the PC you have to install a mod to make it work. And I'm like,
really?
I don't want to do that.
That's
like,
really strange.
Just give me the fucking thing that makes it the fucking triangle button instead of the Y button. Like, come on, From Software. I read the patch notes this week for Elden Ring, and it was like fucking 8 pages long. You can't just put the triangle button in there, put triangle button in. Like,
never.
Yeah.
No, never.
I think we've got time to get through all this. We'll see how far we can get. The other thing that happened last week was Evo, and
yeah, dude.
Evo had a lot of announcements.
It did actually quite a few, and this is the first like really in-person Evo in quite some time.
Yeah. So, in really no discernible order, I put these together. We got the Street Fighter 6 trailer for Kimberly, and is it Jury or Yuri?
Jury.
Jury.
She's the one that I was talking about earlier about the internet losing their mind.
Oh, okay, yeah, because there's a thing at the end where she's like on her cell phone, and people kept putting like other characters on their cell phone. Is that what I'm talking about?
No,
okay.
I'm talking about the Quentin Tarantino way of looking at Judy.
Oh, okay. Let's not
the internet, the Twitters went quite in a fury on that one. My favorite was that somebody made a meme where they're like, "Jury fans want this," and it was the that sequence of Bugs Bunny on top of Elmer's head doing the massage, but they drew Jury's outfit over.
So Kimberly is a new character.
Yes.
We got it spoiled a little bit by the leak, but she is like an American ninja, urban American ninja lady.
Yes,
right?
So she was, from what we have learned so far, is she was most likely trained by either Guy or Guy's like specific clan.
Oh, okay.
Because all of her moves are Guy-related moves.
Okay.
From if anybody knows, Guy is the guy from Final Fight.
It'll be it won't be a surprise to anybody listening to this podcast, but I can't really tell what her moves are because this is a really bombastic trailer, and her character design is very everywhere. It's kind of hard to see because she's got these like really long like braids and this very bright outfit, and she's also got all this spray paint stuff, and it's kind of hard to tell what the fuck is going on here.
Yeah, a lot of her moves are just Guy's moves, like straight up.
Okay.
In fact, even her super, like that spin kick she just did. That's
that is a Guy.
And the grab and the throw down.
Okay.
Like in her super is basically Guy's like thing where he wraps them in the bandage, but instead she spray paints around them.
Okay.
And then slams down.
Okay.
So she is that she's the new Guy of the series.
The new Guy.
Yeah.
As as a Street Fighter fan, what do you think of her as a character?
I think she's awesome, but then again, I loved Guy, so it's not hard to make me love the idea.
Do we know in that leak if Dan is in here, or if we're gonna have Dan's protege, the new bad character?
I don't know. Guy didn't show up in 5 for a long time.
Yeah.
In fact, Dan's entire thing in 5 originally was he didn't even have a voice. It was Dan Says, and it was like him talking about the shop items. Originally was what Dan was in that game, and then eventually they finally put him in the game.
Okay.
So I'm hoping Dan will show up eventually, and if he does, I want him to be just as terrible, but still think he's as good as everybody else.
Okay. And then we also had the second half of the trailer where Jewelry shows up on a motorcycle that's got a helmet with room for her fucking weird hair braids.
Yeah, it does. She's got new hair.
Yeah. Does she have new hair?
Yeah, her hair wasn't styled like that before.
She had the points on it, though.
Yeah, but it was in like a different direction. Where the way they are now, it matches her phone.
Okay.
So because they're more devil horn like now than it was before.
They were just straight out before.
Yeah, they were straight out before.
Glued to the side
like it was
of her
closer
head.
to like the way like when somebody draws somebody with ponytails, where like it's like further down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot like that.
Okay.
Almost like a bullhorn look kind of thing, where this is more like a goat's horn, I feel.
Okay.
But she's closer to the way she was when she showed up in Street Fighter 4.
Okay.
The reason I know that is because my friend was super excited about that when they announced her, and he would not stop shutting up about it.
Very kicky. She got a lot of kicks.
Yeah, because the way she was in 5 was a little different, and she was a little harder to use because of it.
Okay.
But I'm very glad that she looks great. Her super looks really fun, too.
Yeah.
But also caused, again, the internet to do what it does. So that was weird.
Get all horned. Horned up.
But people were very excited.
Internet's weird.
Because Judy was one of one of the new characters in Street Fighter 4 that was really beloved.
Yeah.
Because she's a great villain.
Okay.
And she's changed a little bit, too.
Is she part of the fucking Psycho Crusher power?
Yes.
Shadaloo? Is she Shadaloo?
No. Well, yes and no. So what happened was that I'm going to explain a little bit of lore of Street Fighter 4.
Oh, good Lord. What have I done?
So Bison hired a guy who had his own organization known as Sin.
Okay.
To make like bodies for Bison.
Okay.
And so she had like her eye had some bit of psycho power in it.
Okay.
Because it was like jammed into her or something, and she worked for them. Kind of thing, and then Bison, wrecked the whole thing, and then so she's more of a free agent, like a free evil agent, than a Shadow Luke person.
Okay, all right, that wasn't too bad.
I didn't go too far into it. I could have gone super deep into it, but let's not do that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting because I was thinking about Street Fighter 6. Am I excited? I was sitting here by myself just thinking about it. And I was like, I'm not excited. Why am I not excited? And I'm not excited because the launch of Street Fighter 5 was
bad,
weird and piecemeal, and it took time. And then by the time they had because they had like 2 story mode drops. Like when it first dropped, it was nothing but like off color. You could do like individual matches, but there wasn't a mode. And then they put like a half a story mode in, and they put like the full story mode in later on as like DLC.
So it started off where the only thing you could do was versus, online matches, and survival matches.
Yeah.
And then eventually they added these really tiny story modes, like you said, that were like 3 cutscenes.
Right.
That were just like pictures of you being like, and then I walked up to a guy and punched him.
Yeah.
And that was literally it. Like there was like jack shit of actual story on most of them. And then they came out with the actual story mode because they wanted to rival the Mortal Kombat modes.
Right.
And of course it was not nearly as good as any of those.
I mean,
and it took like a year or something to come out like that.
Yeah.
And we didn't even get an arcade mode until way after that too, I think, if I remember correctly.
I think that because it's kind of like where I am with multiverses, where because I'm not interested in playing online, like I would play Street Fighter for the story mode or just like for an arcade mode, but because those features weren't there, and every time I went back, it seemed like it was half done or it wasn't done. I never really played Street Fighter 5. And I kind of like. I guess I didn't really play Street Fighter 4 as much either. But I'm hoping that this new weird open world thing.
Yeah.
I'm hoping they really up their game as far as story modes go, because I like Street Fighter. I just don't want to play online. I want to play against AIs. So
I loved 4 a lot because 4 had AI, it had arcade modes with endings, and all the characters are great.
Yeah.
And they kept adding stuff to it instead. That like it felt like a complete game in the beginning. And then, but 5, when 5 came out, oh my God. I bought that game day 1. I waited midnight for that game.
Yeah.
And I came home. It had the super long install sequence. Then you had to log into its online to even get to the game.
Yeah.
And that didn't work either in the beginning because everything was crashing. It was bad. Like I still liked the game when I played it, but then there was nothing to do.
Yeah.
And then finally, I think I was talking to somebody 2 years ago, and they were finally like, "You should play Street Fighter V." I was like, "Why?" I was like, "Oh, because it's a game now." I was like, "When did that happen?"
Well, how would you know?
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention. I'd kept my copy of 5, but I just wasn't paying attention.
Yep.
And then they came out with the super fucking other version.
Ultra champion.
By the way, they said when the game first came out, they weren't going to do that.
Yep.
They're like, we're not going to make a Super Street Fighter 5 or whatever. Yep. You can just buy this one and that'll be it.
Mm-hmm.
And now they renegade on that immediately.
Absolutely. Yep. Capcom is better now than they used to be.
Sure they are, because that wasn't that long ago.
That's true. That's true. We also got the announcement for the new DLC for Guilty Gear Strive, which everyone's way up in arms about. Bridget,
is it because it's a yo-yo?
No. Do you not know?
No, I know. I'm just fucking with you.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to make a yo-yo joke because people think the yo-yos are lame now.
Right. Bridget, I didn't realize Bridget wasn't in Strive, but then again, Strive was another one of those ones where we played it. It was kind of like, this is really weird. I don't know if I want to play this.
I liked it, but it's one of those games that I'm very bad at.
So these days, I'm more of an advocate of like the weird, off-brand, non-BlazBlue, non-Guilty Gear. I'm all up in that like weird spin-off game that Arc System Works got built, like DNF.
The DNF one is so weird because it's just like Gun Dude.
Grand Blue Fantasy versus that with the triplets in there.
That thing was amazing.
Anyway, so this week they announced the first, I believe it's the first character for the second season of characters for Guilty Gear Strive, and it's Bridget with her big yo-yo.
Super into yo-yos.
Yep.
Yo-yo mamas.
Yep. And Bridget's been around for quite some time in Guilty Gear. I was kind of surprised to find out that she wasn't already put into Strive. There was a little bit of a kerfuffle, so I have
to. Is it about the yo-yo?
Yes.
People love yo-yos, man. Yo-yo discrimination.
It was the Smothers Brothers are coming for Guilty Gear.
Have you seen them walk the dog? That shit's hard.
There's actually a whole point in the beginning of the trailer for her she's walking the dog. So, okay, I have to now do the history of Bridget. So I had to read about this, so now you all have to know about it too. The character of Bridget was like this weird backstory thing where born to a family, they had twin boys, but in the village, the boys, if you're not allowed to have two boys, you're supposed to have a boy and a girl. And so the family raises Bridget as a girl, even though Bridget's a boy. And so Bridget looks like a little anime girl with a yo-yo, tee ha ha ha. But Bridget's a boy. And then in like the ending cutscene for her story mode, it comes out that like the big fat American tough guy boss character who's wearing chaps, like. He asks, he says like, so long cowgirl, or oh, is it cowboy? And she's like, no, it is girl. And everybody's like, trans confirmed. And the internet had a collective seizure.
Yeah, it's because she's like, yeah, I'm Rey Skywalker, and then everyone lost their shit.
Right, exactly. Just like they did there. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that this is. I have no problem with this. I don't care what the gender of my fighting game character is. It doesn't really matter to me. I understand that this is big. It is good for people to feel like they see themselves. And like, to be honest, Bridget, the character, from everything that I read, it was like they walked right up to this line and then stopped. Like it was one step forward to finish the thought. Right?
Honestly, they kind of were already there.
Yeah,
they didn't need, all they had to do was say it out loud.
Right,
that's kind of what it comes down to.
Right, and
like, it's like Poison.
Yes,
Poison. They did that already, and no one said it out loud for a long time until somebody was like, "Hey, you guys remember that Poison is a trans?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, that is a thing."
Yeah. So, and obviously this is something that was made, like, this was a backstory that was, well, I'm sure, you know what, I don't even want to get too deep in these waters, because one, I've got no business over here in this part of the pool, and two, there's, I'm sure, a whole shitload of cultural gender stuff that's specific to Japan when it comes to this issue that I don't know anything about, right? Like,
Japan is much more willing to just have people be girls and people be boys in different ways.
Yeah.
That's why there's so many animes of just cross-dressing people.
There's that one anime on Netflix where it's like the the low level gangster guys, like they fuck up a job or whatever, and then the boss makes them turn into an idol group, and it makes them all get surgery to become idol girls, and then have a teen group. But then when they get off of stage, they're all just like these crusty fucking gangsters, like smoking cigarettes and drinking beers. And I was like, I can't fucking believe that we have to do this shit. Like,
yeah, there's no qualms with it.
Japan is not picky about this sort of thing. You know,
honestly, we weren't really all that picky about it back in the day.
Also true.
She's the man is a good example.
Also true.
So many things like that, guys.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah. So cool. Good job, everybody. Like, again, I feel like you were already
you were already
9
there.
3/4 steps to the end of the 10 step.
You literally
plank.
just had to say it out loud.
Yeah.
And then somebody was like, "Is that a yo-yo?" And then that was the end of it.
Right. Everybody was just that meme where all the people are like looking in, or no, the one with Bart in the middle of just like say it, you know, like
just say the thing, Bart.
Yeah. So, let's see, we're close here, but let me see if we can squeeze maybe a few more things in here because these are pretty quick. There's a new Fatal Fury.
Yeah.
Michael, I think this whole section is just for you.
So I, too, lost my shit the same way Max did when this was announced, because they finally announced Morgado, which is the sequel to the last Fatal Fury game that came out many, many moons ago.
Okay, so that's like the Mark of the Wolves?
Mark of the Wolves, yeah, that last God.
And that's a sequel to Fatal Fury.
Yes, so by that point, Terry's no longer wearing his hat. He wears like this bomber jacket.
So this is Terry Bogard?
No, that's Rock Howard, which is Geese's son.
Okay.
Who was, by that point, was being set up to be closer to the new character. At that point,
maybe we need to have a whole spin-off podcast where Michael just explains the plot of fighting games so that we don't have to.
That's fair. Yeah, but it's been a very, very long time. The last time anything Fatal Fury or Gato was announced was sadly a pachinko machine.
Right.
That made me lose my shit originally until I realized it was a pachinko machine.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. This is a screenshot. This is a single piece of artwork. It's not even a screenshot. It's literally a drawing.
Yeah,
with the
it's
words,
got a signature on it and everything.
New Fatal Fury / Garo greenlit over it. That's it.
But that is the most exciting news we have gotten about Fatal Fury in so long, Jeff.
Yeah.
That I was so happy.
It took me a while because I get Fatal Fury confused with King of Fighters a lot.
Well, they're the same universe for the most part, so yeah.
So I was like, we just had a new King of Fighters. Like, why are people so? But this is different, apparently.
Yeah, this is a continuation of the Fatal Fury storyline, which is very exciting.
You're just not going to be happy until fucking Terry Bogart's in every video game.
He needs to be in everything. I would play Call of Duty Warzone if I could bust your wolf, motherfucker. I'm just saying.
Don't let them hear you. They'll do that shit.
They'll do it, which is why I'm saying it. I'm saying it now.
Not much more than that. I guess what?
Don't put him in Fortnite, though. I'm not touching Fortnite.
in the background, there's like the stick guy, right? That was part of that.
Yeah, so all those characters, I don't remember everybody's names,
Axel?
unfortunately.
Is that the stick guy?
But because it's been a while since I played a lot of those.
Yeah.
But I'm very excited that they did green light finally a new Fatal Fury.
Okay.
And that is super fucking exciting.
Yep, there you go. New Fatal Fury.
No one saw it coming. No one.
I'll tell you the other one was this Tekken thing where they showed
no one really knows what's going on.
Yeah, they showed the part in Tekken where Kazuya throws Heihachi over the just such a it sucks so bad.
It's the PS1's fucking ending.
Just, lets him slip off of his hands, and then it zooms up into his face, and then it like cross fades over to this really detailed Kazuya face, and then it just says "Get ready," and that's it. That's all we got.
Oh no, that's not the best part. Did you watch the rest of this clip? I assume.
Is there more?
So the rest of this clip is that one of the creators, a big producer, is just randomly shows up, shakes the announcers, points at a random camera, and fucking leaves and says nothing. So no one knows what the fuck is going on.
No, I don't know what the fuck is going on.
So there's a great meme of him being like, shows up, shows random trailer, shakes announcer, refuses to elaborate, and leaves.
Okay. Well, there you go.
So no one knows what the fuck's going on. So one of the big heads of Tekken just shows up, shakes an announcer, points at the screen, and leaves.
I mean, okay, so let's be clear here, right? There are only two things that this could be.
There's only two possible actual
Tekken
realistic ones,
or remake of original Tekken. Like those are the only two things that we could be talking about.
Actually, I think there's only to me there's only two realistic options.
Okay,
a new Tekken 8 or a new Tekken Tag Tournament.
Okay.
Those are the only two things I can think of, because there's no way in God's green earth they will make Tekken Cross Street Fighter. Doesn't matter how many times they say it's not canceled.
Sure.
And I don't see you remaking Tekken 1 because A, he didn't have that scar in Tekken 1.
Okay.
And B, there was only like 8 people in Tekken 1.
Sure. Yeah, okay.
So it would be really fucking weird unless they pull a Mortal Kombat 9 where it's just like 1 through 3.
Travel. And
then they would like have all those characters in
Tekken
it.
Saga.
Yeah, have like a Tekken Saga kind of thing where it's like it's just a remake of Tekken 1 through 3 or something.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be time travel, but you could do something cool like that.
No, just put Chronica on Tekken. It's fine. She got booted out of the Mortal Kombat dimension.
Put her in Tekken, but give her like a Haichi wig.
Yeah.
And then just go from there.
I'm not a fan of Tekken, personally. I
like Tekken, but it's a really strange series.
It's a very weird game. It's like Virtua Fighter, where I tried a long time to get into it, and I was just like, this is not for me, thank you very much.
Even lore went kind of crazy when they're like, oh, by the way, Akuma is like Tekken fucking canon now. It's like, what's happening?
Yeah.
Turns out Akuma and Kazuya's mom were friends. I'm like, I'm confused as to what's happening here.
Yep. You know what? We have a few more stories from Evo, but I think we're going to save them because we are over our time for part 1. But we are making, I don't know, Michael. I say this every week, but I don't think we're going to have to go into like turbo cutting stories, talking real fast mode, because these are all trailers and this is all the end. So this is this is the only amount of story you guys can't see. We've got about, call it about 9 inches of story left. And
I don't have a joke for that.
Yep. Yep. Me neither. I'm just going to let that dangle. We'll see you in a minute. And we're back. And we have a little bit more Evo news left to go, which is good because there wasn't a lot of news outside of Evo news this week. On the trailer front, I know I don't know how many people care about Skullgirls, but there was an announcement that Marie, who I believe was a boss in the game, is going to be added. This was, I believe, already known, but they kind of had a little like teaser for it.
Yeah, it's some more actual stuff going on with it.
Yeah, I think Skullgirls is great. Like I it's a little bit too technical for me to play to a level that I would be like you go watch competitive Skullgirls, it's fucking berserk.
Oh, it's bonkers. I actually played Skullgirls, the very first like version of it.
Yeah.
And there was no moves list at all. You just went in and that was it. And I made it through the entire arcade mode until the boss. And the only reason I couldn't win is because I had no idea how to do a super.
Yeah.
I'd play the entire game without supers the entire time until my friend finally had to Google it, and then we finished the arcade mode.
There you go. So yeah, Marie is coming to Skullgirls. Let's see.
With Misfortune. That was the first person I ever beat that game with.
I wanted to get your input on this because there was also the announcement that Dragon Ball FighterZ is it Dragon Ball FighterZ or is it Dragon Ball FighterZ?
It's Fighters.
Yeah.
At least that's how most people say it.
And Samurai Showdown for their releases, I believe. Well, Dragon Ball FighterZ, it's going to be PC, PS5, Xbox, and the new ones. And then for Samurai Showdown, I believe it's all of them are getting rollback netcode.
So this is a big fucking deal.
Okay.
This is a huge fuck, especially for Dragon Ball. This is a giant deal because Dragon Ball is like 5 years old. Fighters came out literally the first time I did RageSelect. That's how long ago that was. And Bandai Namco's not known for like doing a lot of stuff for their netcode stuff.
Okay.
So this is huge because the rollback they'll be using is the newest one that they've had, that ArcsWorks has had, which apparently, according to a lot of fighting game people, including Max Million, dude on YouTube, he's like, this is huge. Like the fighting games online. This fighting online will probably be amazing now because of the way the rollback is.
So just to really briefly explain it, because I watched a stupid video that they put in here. It's like usually you have two types of like, okay, when you and I are playing online in multiple places and I press a button, it's going to take like time for that button press to register on you just because there's an internet between the two of us. And that there's usually two ways to deal with this. One is rollback, where basically like when your input gets to my screen, it like skips the steps between to like it basically skips over the delay to skip forward. The other where is input delay or delay, I guess, where it's like your move doesn't register until everybody's sorted out, and so it creates like okay, so it seems like Rollback creates a thing where you'll see characters like skipping a little bit through animations and stuff, and that the other one creates a thing where when you press the button, there's a delay before your input happens. And I can see both of those not being great for playing online, but I guess Rollback works better because you don't necessarily need to see every frame of animation in order to keep doing the fight, as opposed to that really weird underwater feeling that you have when you press something and then there's a delay before it happens.
Yeah, because it adds a much more fluid feel to your fighting, because since the delay is not really there anymore, it's more like you're actually, every movement you're doing is actually what's happening.
Right.
So you can react better, the characters can, like, the fighting can be much more fluid, and you'll have much more fun with it, because with delay, you could be like, well, I did the sure you can, like, so I can save myself out of this. But then the game's like, well, no, you didn't. And then the other guy did his super at that exact moment, so now you're dead.
Oh,
so
okay.
instead with the delay, with the rollback, it's just like, well, I did it, you did it, I did it. So it could be like, okay, now the actual game mechanics will now determine what's happened.
Okay.
Kind of thing.
Okay, so it's generally preferable to have rollback as opposed to delay.
That's why every time a game announcement happens, a fighting game announcement happens, the first question everyone has is there rollback?
Right.
Like every fucking time.
Did these two games previously, did they have delay netcode instead?
Yeah, their netcode wasn't up to snuff for a lot of people, so a lot of people would play it and they'd be like, well, this just isn't what I want it to be, kind of thing. And so some people would just stop because of it, even though, you know, it's a great fucking fighting game.
Okay.
And so when this was announced, like, everyone lost their fucking minds. But unfortunately, as you mentioned, it's only for the newer stuff as well as the PC. So it's only for PS5, Series X, and Series S. So if you have the Xbox One version and the PS4 one, you won't be getting it.
And that's for fighters, I believe, for Samurai Showdown.
For fighters, though.
Yeah, that's coming for all of them, right?
Yeah, Samurai Showdown's getting it for all of them, because I don't think Samurai Showdown's getting a PS5 version as far as I know.
Oh, and with Dragon Ball FighterZ, the Switch version is not getting that update either.
They're not getting it either.
So, is that just a limitation of like the network card speed with the code that they're dealing with?
Part of it comes into that, as well as just the servers they have to deal with.
Okay.
So the Switch's servers aren't exactly the best to begin with.
Okay.
And so, but yeah, the PS5 version as well is going to be, because everyone's pretty sure that the PS5 version and the Series X versions are going to be the complete ones.
Okay.
Quote unquote, the way, you know,
it has all the DLC characters.
Because they also announced when they're there, we're done. We're not going to make any more upgrades to everything. We're not going to add more characters. We're not going to add balancing. This is the game now. So that's one of the reasons they're doing it as well. This will be the final version of Dragon Ball FighterZ. So if you've been waiting this entire time for the complete edition, because I know you're out there, you can finally get it.
All right. So there you go.
And there will be an upgrade path for the people who have the PS4 one.
Oh, the existing version. Okay.
Yeah, they did announce that as well.
Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is getting an arcade cabinet. I figured you knew about this already.
I did, yes.
I actually put this in slightly a different order, but we'll do it. We'll do it in this order. We'll ping pong. I should have moved this one story over, but so yeah, this is a cabinet that's being made by Arcade 1-Up.
Yes.
And it's is this a full size cabinet? It's not a tabletop thing or anything?
This is sort of a full size cabinet for the most part. It will have an extender on the bottom.
Okay.
So you can like put something to make it even taller.
Okay.
It's mostly designed to be for fairly shorter people, but these are very popular machines. They've made these for plenty of other fighting games, the Street Fighter games. There's a Ninja Turtles one. There's a Pac-Man one. There's plenty of them. This is the first time Marvel vs. Capcom 2 will be purchasable on anything in like a decade, if not more.
Oh shit!
The last time you could legally buy Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was on the PS3 and the 360.
Okay, and
that was so long ago. But the best thing about this machine is because they did release a Marvel vs. Capcom machine as well as an X-Men vs. Street Fighter machine. But this one comes with every single game that was on those machines.
Yeah.
So it's every Marvel fighting game from Marvel Superheroes.
Marvel vs. Capcom, Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter, X-Men vs. Street Fighter, Marvel Superheroes, X-Men Children of the Atom, X-Men Mutant Apocalypse, and Marvel Superheroes in War of the Gems.
So those last two are Super Nintendo games, by the way.
Oh, okay.
If anybody's curious.
Yowza. All right.
But the most exciting thing about this is, like I said, it's the first time anyone can legally buy these. Unfortunately, that will mean this will be a steep price. But the cool thing is it will have Wi-Fi play with an Ethernet port as well as it should be able to connect to all the other machines because of that. So I actually looked into why they were able to do this, but not like a home release.
Okay.
So it turns out one of the reasons why they've had such a good track record of releasing Marvel vs. Capcom or Marvel fighting machines is because the way the licensing works is different. So the licensing for a fighting game on the home release is basically a lot of licensing for video games. Whereas it turns out to license it as a toy is different. So the arcade machines are actually classified as toys.
Huh.
So that's what makes it easier to make these releases to do.
Okay.
So they got the licensing of them as the licensing for all these characters as toys because that's much, much easier.
Interesting.
And so that's the reason these are going to come out. These are up for pre-order on September.
Yep, September 8th.
September 8th. I also discovered something stupid.
What's that?
Somebody also at the moment is doing pre-orders for a Marvel vs. Capcom 2 rug. That is
rug?
It's the symbol for it's the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 symbol.
Okay.
As a rug. It's like $375.
Okay.
And the name of it is Take You on a Rug, which cracks me the fuck up.
Okay.
But yes, I am super fucking excited for this.
Are you going to try to get one?
I am going to try to get one.
$500?
Even though our apartment is kind of small, I will fucking make room for this goddamn thing.
Holy shit. Okay.
I am so excited because I've been wanting... Because I almost bought the other machines, the normal Marvel Capcom one.
Yeah.
But then I was like, well, maybe they'll make a part 2 one eventually. And I figured if they did, I would just get Marvel Capcom 1 and 2.
Sure.
I did not expect to get every single fucking one that I wanted in one fucking machine.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this should be mine.
The question, one of the questions that I had was, are they having, is it I would assume not. Do you know if it's a CRT or an LCD?
I don't remember because they're not CRTs because the way they're shipped to you are in like because you can buy these at Walmart.
Sure.
And they're like in a fairly flat box. So I think they're LED screens if I remember correctly because they're very easy to make too. Yeah. So if it was a CRT, it would be very difficult to like put in by yourself.
The shipping would be like several $100s because it would be so heavy.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, you can literally go to a Walmart, go to your game section, and you'll find these arcade 1-up machines there.
Interesting. And so the base at the bottom, is that just like an optional thing that you add on?
Yeah, so that's that's an optional thing that's on the bottom that you basically put the machine on top of.
Okay.
And that makes it taller.
Woo!
And I'm very excited. Some people, they're wondering if they're going to make stools for it because you can buy stools from them as well. Because I know there's a Pac-Man one out there. I don't know if there's going to be a Marvel one, but
ones that are tall enough to get up to the
that's mostly what they're for.
Okay,
but I'm very, very excited. Like I said, I will try to get one, and I might have an easier time because they're very expensive,
right?
And they're also trying to see if they can start selling these to actual arcades as well, just to make it easier, for people to be able to play without having
like
to
nice
buy
art
one.
on the side and everything.
It's pretty cool. I'm super fucking excited for this thing.
Yeah.
But the hashtag right now is Freed Marvel.
Okay.
Free Marvel 2, because there was a hashtag that was called Free Marvel 2 because people want to buy this in home. But this is the closest we're gonna get for a while.
All right,
so
right on.
I'm cool with that.
And then I think this is the last one. Yeah, this is the last thing I have from Evo. Michael, I don't know if you. Well, the next last thing I have from you. I don't know if you saw this. I don't know if you know about this.
I did not. I didn't get to see this fight.
So this is, it doesn't really work without the audio, but apparently like at the beginning of Dragon Ball FighterZ, if you have Cell, he does this yell.
He does the yell power up, yeah.
And when he does that, everybody loses their shit. And this was in like, they were running late on one of the days and they started the match and they skipped the intros and the entire audience started booing. And so the minute that happened, they stopped and they went back and like restarted it to do it. And then the entire audience yells along with Cell when he yells. And
I do it too, though, to be honest, at home.
Yeah.
Because I love that. That's my favorite. One of my favorite intros of the game is Cell's yell. Same with Goku turning Super Saiyan.
It's worth looking up online because everybody in the audience was just like having a fucking conniption fit. I was just like, what the fuck? I don't know any of this stuff.
I love the fighting game community. Also, guys, if you didn't watch the Street Fighter V top 8, go watch that shit. It was amazing.
Sometimes, I mean, it's
really
one of the
most exciting things I've ever watched.
Once it's done, it's really good to go back and watch it because they're usually all like compiled into YouTube videos, and so you can just be like, boo, whoop.
Dude, I had this whole chat with. I finally started talking to some of my old high school friends again.
Yeah,
and we had this chat and. The entirety of that chat is going, oh, jeez, oh, fuck, Jesus fucking Christ, just over and over again. Like, just being like, oh, throw like gifts and shit like that because we were just so fucking excited. It was so fucking fun.
Anything that lives up to I mean, can anything ever live up to the Daigo moment?
No, not really. Only because that shit was so surprising.
Yeah.
But these fights were so like back and forth to the point where I was like, this is anybody's game consistently.
Okay.
Consistently, I was like, I don't know who's going to win. Or it was so one-sided. It was just like, and then it became one-sided again on the other side.
Yeah.
Shit was fucking crazy. I've never seen so many stuns in a final fucking top 8 match in my entire life. It was amazing. I loved it.
Check it out.
It's fucking great.
All right, and then we got to transition over into so we got to talk about your favorite thing, fighting games. Now I get to talk about my favorite thing, NFTs. Let's go. It's my NFT yells. So apparently Sony was out at Evo, like asking people, like giving people this survey talking about like which of the following NFT/digital collectibles would you be most interested in purchasing? Evo branded, favorite music artist, favorite esports players/teams. This is more just because I will take any opportunity to bash on NFTs. Like, I think that companies need to read the fucking room. Nobody wants this shit. Like more than anything, more than loot boxes or microtransactions or anything else that they've ever tried to cram into our bullshit. The only time I've ever seen a mass rejection of technology on the level of current NFTs is when they tried to make everybody buy 3D TVs for like 5 years there.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, no. Just full stop, no. No games support it. We don't want to do this. I don't like looking through the stupid glasses.
There was like 3 DVDs that supported it for the most part.
Yeah. But like, come on, guys. You got to know that, like, this shit is not going over well. Like, nobody wants this. Everybody knows nobody fucking wants this. So
the fucking everything is crashing, guys. This is a real bad time.
Yep. So yeah. But that's just the amuse. That's the amuse bouche. That's a little. It's just a little bite. It's a little appetizer. Because last week, you'll never guess what NFT marketplace got in trouble for doing stupid shit.
Is this the GameStop one?
GameStop. Yes. So what did GameStop do? Well, there was a guy.
Oh, this is a different one.
There was a guy. Oh no, this isn't like the. We were talking about the 9/11 one. Yeah. We talked about that one a few weeks back.
That one was stupid. Just as stupid.
No, there was a guy that called Nathan who made this thing called the Nifty Arcade, N small I capital FT Arcade, and what it was he wanted to sell tiny games that could fit inside of an NFT because NFTs are code.
That's true.
So you can run code. So there's a micro gaming OS called Pico 8 that has a whole community of people where it's a real small, it can run in a browser. And you can make these games that are like cartridges that you can put into it. It's all virtual. And so this guy basically took Pico 8 and then he took people's games off of itch.io and then he made them into NFTs and sold them.
Oh my God.
Now, here's the thing. This is kind of okay. Because people on itch.io can label their games as like licensable, and it'll be like unlicensed. You can have
so he just did it to the unlicensed ones.
Creative Commons 0 license. And Pico 8, apparently the rules of the Pico 8 like backbone is that as long as somebody has their project labeled as Creative 0, you can use it and you can sell it. You can do whatever the fuck you want with it.
Oh, well, that's different.
However, one of the games that they did this with, they did not do their research and it was not labeled as that.
Oh.
Also, the guy that made the Pico 8 operating system was like, I never even got contacted to be asked whether it was okay to fucking do this. And the thing
so
is that, so this guy sold about, like 14 grand or something worth of these things on the GameStop. Let's see. Pico 8's license agreement does not allow use when author permission is not granted. So technically speaking, you're supposed to like get permission, but you're supposed to like actually get permission as opposed to just looking for things that give you blanket permission. So anyway, they sold a bunch of this shit. Eventually GameStop shut down those auctions and took them off their website. Unfortunately, as you may or may not know, due to the nature of the blockchain, that doesn't take them off of the blockchain.
No, they exist.
They cannot be taken off of the blockchain.
Now they're super rare.
Yes. this particular guy went and took it and basically off of GameStop created a new store on a new chain with very specifically unlicensed versions of these things and decided to actually keep selling them. And yeah, the whole thing is kind of a scumfuck, kind of a dick move.
What's the thing about NFTs is that people do this all the time with things that, you know, weren't even this like, because at least this has some basis of him letting it get away with.
Yeah.
No, plenty of people just took images from people's DeviantArts and then sold those, which you're not supposed to do either.
Yeah. So this whole thing kind of sucks, as if it is not already obvious. Here's one of the creators for a game called Galactic Wars said, if you want to profit from my work, I think you should at least ask. Like, that's the thing that comes through here, is that it's entirely possible that this guy might have been able to get some people. Well, I think he knew that if he asked people for permission up front, that most of them would say no.
They would have you'd probably at least asked for a cut.
Right. But then by putting this shit on there, it was just like, well, can't take it down.
Decentralized, man.
It's decentralized.
The Wild West.
Even if it was taken down from GameStop's listing, even if GameStop's blockchain did a rollback to delete it, their blockchain is copied over multiple locations because that's how blockchain works.
Yeah.
Those other chains have no reason to take this stuff off of it. So technically it's just going to be there.
That's the issue with blockchains, is the only way to get to roll back is everyone has to agree to it. And there's no way in God's green earth that everyone would agree to it, no matter what.
Yep. The biggest thing here is that while this guy is kind of a scumbag, I put the majority of the blame on GameStop, because apparently it's like a lot of shit on the internet where there's just like, I don't think there's any kind of vetting that happens before shit gets put on there.
They say it does, but they're not. They really don't.
Yeah.
Their vetting is this a copyrighted thing that's easily noticeable?
Right.
I think that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
They're looking more like, did somebody put a Ninja Turtle on this? Yes, then no.
Right.
Kind of thing. Not like, hey, this looks generic as fuck, not knowing that this is an actual game somebody's made.
Right.
Kind of thing. That's not their thought process.
Well, it's also interesting because I think you'd have to do a lot of research before you put it up to understand even what the thing it was that you were trying to put up, right? So,
like I said, I think their vetted comes down to like super copyrighted things, so they don't want to get sued by like Nickelodeon for a Ninja Turtle showing up, or DC for Superman or Batman showing up.
God, one of these fucking days, like I said before, somebody's just gonna put like the fucking Nintendo profile pictures from the Switch as NFTs. Someday somebody's going to take the copyright material from a company that, one, gives no fucks, and two, employs enough lawyers that, like, okay, it's like you know, fucking Nintendo of America versus blockchain. Like the concept of blockchain. Well, you can't take it off blockchain. And Nintendo's like, well, yes, you can. You go burn it all down. Like, you can burn it all down. We're going to make this shit illegal.
We're going to find every single person who bought this.
Because you can't
just
you can't just decide that you own Mario.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's not how this works.
Like based on this, you could probably sell Super Mario Brothers as an NFT because it's not very big.
Right?
So if once somebody tries it, that shit's going to go down.
I kind of want to do it, Michael. Is it weird that I kind of want to do it?
Yeah, but they're going to find you.
Well, no. I'm sure they'll find me, but I just want to be like I want to do it to fuck the tech, so that when Nintendo finds me and they'll be like, you have to take it down. And I'll be like, I would love to, Doug Bowser. I don't. They'd say I can't. Like, you'll have to talk to the guys that run Ethereum. I don't run Ethereum. I just put Super Mario Brothers on the Ethereum blockchain. I would absolutely love to take it off the blockchain, but they keep telling me that they can't do it. So I don't know. You'll have to talk to them. But then I'd probably end up as a plaintiff in some bullshit.
You 100% would, yes.
Spend fucking $60,000 flying to Los Angeles to go to fucking copyright court or something.
Because you remember, that's what happened to the Destiny guy. He's like, I did this to prove that the copyright sucks. Like, yeah, but you took down all these Destiny videos, so to court.
Yeah, that's true. Except that, like, if the end result of like, I don't want YouTube to be destroyed. I don't want the outcome to be that they manage to somehow get Super Mario Brothers off the blockchain. I want blockchain technology to be illegal.
Nuked from the screen, from the skies.
Yeah. I wanted to at least be shady enough that fucking Square Enix won't try to use it with cloud statues. That they'll just be like, this is too radioactive for us, right? Like,
just insanity.
I'm gonna go put it on the blockchain. Anyway, speaking of some bullshit. Well, actually, this is not some bullshit.
This is actually one of the more like logical things.
Yes. Microsoft is, anybody that thought that Microsoft's acquisition of the Activision acquisition,
That's a BoJack Horseman tongue twister there.
Yes. Anybody that thought that shit was going to go easy is obviously, I think when we originally announced it, I don't know that even I had the conception of just like, oh right, they're both like multinational corporations. They're going to go
giant
through like
companies,
these fucking mergers in other countries. So this week in Brazil, last week we were in it's like Belgium or something.
Yeah, this is Europe somewhere in Europe.
Yeah, in Europe they were like, Call of Duty, that's some bullshit. It's nothing, man.
Yeah, I love their reasoning. Activision doesn't make games that anybody wants. It's stupid. Who buys Activision games?
This week in Brazil, they made the argument that basically, like, we would never make Call of Duty. We would never take Call of Duty off of the PlayStation because, quite frankly, we would lose too much money doing that.
That's honestly true, to be honest.
Like the financial incentive, like they literally said. Well, let's see if I can find the quote. Regardless, let's see. It would simply not be profitable. The reality and the strategies of Microsoft gamers and that was the other argument. Basically, they just came out and they were like, it would cost too much money. Like we would not be able to recoup the cost of the investment in Activision if we took it off of one of the major platforms that makes millions of dollars a year.
It would be a really bad idea.
Yeah,
like it's just it's all they do. It's all they make. So yeah, that's how they make their money back, man.
Yeah. So yeah, they also talked about. They also talked about how just it just wouldn't work. So, but it's interesting. It's interesting to hear that it's like I have more faith in this statement than I do in the just like nah, trust us, it's fine.
See, that statement makes sense. Whereas the last statement we were making fun of,
right?
Because it was them going, "Look at Activision, they're stupid.
Yeah.
No one likes Activision.
What the fuck? This is some bullshit.
They don't make things people want.
Nobody
We bought them on." Because they're stupid.
Anybody could make a Call of Duty. Just make a Call of Duty. Yeah. Like
we trained them wrong on purpose.
Yes, exactly.
As a joke.
Yeah. So, is this the one? Call of Duty isn't so much a reason to buy, but a subscribe to Game Pass subscription. Anyway, yeah,
it's so funny to me.
It's a good argument, and it makes more sense, and it should hopefully. I mean, let's just be really like super clear here, Michael. Like. I don't fucking care. Do whatever you want. Make Call of Duty a Nintendo Wii U exclusive. I don't give a fuck. Like I don't play Call of Duty.
I don't either.
Make it a what's that crank? That crank handheld.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember the name of it. But
make it exclusive to that thing. Yeah, Play Date or something like that.
Something like that.
Make it a.
The only thing I care about with Activision is their other games. But the thing is, if they get bought out, those games could actually be made.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm actually my dog in this race is Crash Bandicoot and Spyro Freedom. So yes,
maybe they'll let was it like Vicarious Visions or whatever do that Tony Hawk Underground remake or whatever 3 and 4 or whatever it was. Yeah.
Maybe they will. I don't know.
Well, speaking of games being locked up behind asshole publishers, it's time to also talk about Square Enix, baby. So in their first quarterly earnings call since selling Tomb Raider and Deus Ex, they explained that their reasoning behind selling them was that the development cost of the sales of these franchises was cannibalizing the profits that they could be making off of their internally developed properties.
Oh my God. That's so much stupider.
And they could improve their capital efficiency by basically focusing on just the things. And now, okay, I do kind of agree that, like, I don't think that Square as a publisher ever made much sense. Square Enix as a publisher. Like, why does the Square Enix logo come up before Saints Row 4? Like, that's weird. Like, when I went to E3 and Saints Row trailer was at the Square booth, and it was like, that's fucking weird.
Super fucking strange.
Tomb Raider is a Square Enix, but Hitman is a Square Enix game.
Yeah, because when I was growing up, Square was just like JRPG town, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And if there was like a Square Enix game that wasn't that, it was strange,
right?
And it was usually just as weird, like
Battle
the
Arena Toshinden.
Yeah, Battle Arena Toshinden or the Bouncer or something.
Yeah,
it was still like enough that you could be like, well, this is still Japanese as hell,
right?
But then Tomb Raider and Deus Ex were like Square Enix. I'm like, what? Why?
Yeah.
Why would you do such a thing?
It's very strange. Just Cause. Square Enix joint.
Just insanity.
So I think that if you read between the lines here, that Square Enix wants to be able to micromanage their studios to fuck and back based on that interview with that guy a few weeks back and some of the stuff we've learned previously. I think that what this came down to is that they want in-house studios making in-house products, and they don't want to have to deal with a bunch of fucking Westerners over in England making some cyberpunk thing that they don't really understand.
Yeah.
They want to be able to dictate to the studios what they're supposed to do. They don't want any pushback. They don't want any friction. They just want full control, and that the studios that they let go of were studios that they didn't know what to do with. They literally did not know how to work Tomb Raider or Deus Ex because they weren't franchises that were going to make the amount of money that they want to make on things.
Which is ridiculous amounts of money, by the way.
Which is ungodly ridiculous amounts of money.
Unrealistic amounts of money,
yes.
like you said.
Like...
They wanted Tomb Raider to make Call of Duty money.
Well, they wanted Guardians of the Galaxy to make like shit tons of money, right? And it was like, well, that was never going to happen. Like, it really didn't matter how good the Guardians of the Galaxy game was because it was a very good game.
It's great. I loved it.
It was never going to make the kind of money that you're talking about. It's just not the franchise. Like, I would be more mad at, if I was Square Enix, I would be more mad at fucking Avengers, because Avengers is a license to print money, or was when it came out, but they spent like 3 years making that. Can you even imagine the amount of money if it was a bespoke single-player game that went through all the different plots from the different movies, maybe slightly different? Like, you don't have to license the characters. You don't have to get them exact. You could have had the kind of semi-Kmart knockoff versions that were in there. But if they had just given it to a studio with a track record of making good single-player games, and Crystal Dynamics can make a good single-player game.
If it had just been the game it is now, but as a normal team-up story game, everyone would have been fine with it.
Yeah, with like scripted sequences and like little mini games and stuff.
Like, it feels like the Lego games, basically. Like that type of going in and out.
Absolutely.
Of just like those characters. Everyone would have adored that game. I would have adored that game even more than I do now.
Yeah. Like, and then you could have put out DLCs for every new fucking thing that came out.
Yeah.
You could have put out the She-Hulk DLC. You could have put
new
out
levels.
the fucking Moon Knight DLC. And like, you could have made a shitload off of that. But by shoving it into this live service model, you actually made it like to the point where it didn't make money. You
lost so much money.
You lost money. Because like, well, I don't know. Like, what is the do we know, you know what? What's the I don't want to close this out because I think there's one more thing on that tab. What's that website where you can see like the amount of money? Here, let's see.
I don't know. That's the thing.
Marvel. It's hard to find this. Marvel's Avengers game sales. Let's see if we can find sales numbers. Sure.
Also, it's on sale constantly. Like, it's 60% off right
now. Marvel's Avengers cost well over $100 million to produce and only sold about 3 million copies.
That's probably like when they first came out.
Jesus, that's from November of 2020. So
yeah, but that being that amount on its first time it came out, that's not a lot compared to what they probably were expecting.
2022 live service, college NPDs, 7th best-selling game in the last 12 months. It's the only game. Can we get a good? Because I was trying to think of like, if you compare this to Spider-Man, PS4 Spider-Man, like, I'd be willing to bet that Spider-Man sold better.
I wouldn't be surprised,
because it's just like, that's what people want. And I feel like Square Enix Square Enix keeps doing this thing where they're like, well, we gave those nerds what we thought would make the most money, and then why didn't they buy it? They're dumb idiots who will buy whatever fucking slop we put in front of those hogs. And then it's like, but we're just like, well, but we're not. Like,
yeah. I still remember the first E3 presentation and everyone being like, oh no. And even like people
33 million copies of Spider-Man.
Is that over time though?
Yes.
Still though, but yeah. Still though, that was
in May of this year. I'd be willing to bet that Marvel's Avengers did not sell that well.
It did not. I doubt it. And the thing is, I remember they didn't even have Hawkeye in that point yet.
Oh yeah.
In that first teaser, they're like, man, this game is just you don't have what anybody wants.
Let's see VG charts. Let's see if Avengers is in here, because
the saddest fucking thing.
I just like, you fucked it up, man. Like, man, did you fuck it up? Marvel's Avengers Battle.
That's the fighting game.
Captain America in the event. What's Captain America in the event? Marvel's Avengers.
It is.
So yeah. See, this doesn't have it just doesn't have very good. And
the
Square
Enix, the digital sales are mostly what they do nowadays.
Yeah. But I'd be willing to bet. But the thing is that the other thing is that I'd be willing to bet that even if Marvel's Avengers sold as well as Spider-Man, I bet you Spider-Man took less fucking effort to make. I bet it took less development time.
No, absolutely, because they're still developing that game even now.
Yeah.
That thing is bleeding money to the point where they're like, well, we're not going to do the story missions anymore because people finish them in like 4 hours and then they're done.
Yeah.
So now they're just focusing on multiplayer missions, which they should have done in the first place.
And Spider-Man is getting they're pulling the cash register again this week. They're putting it on the PC.
Yeah.
Like, they get to do a whole other round.
A whole bunch of modders are going to go to town on that fucking game.
Yeah. So not just that, but then eventually they're going to put out Miles Morales for the second time again. So
it's going to be, they're going to make so much fucking money, guys.
Anyway, the other thing was, it was weird because when they put out the company said that after the sale of Crystal Dynamics, they're going to have $1.4 billion of cash on hand with no debt.
Jesus.
Now, I don't know if you remember, but do you remember how much they sold those two studios for?
For like jack shit.
$300 million.
Not a lot.
So before they sold those two studios that literally could have made you money, they had $1.1 billion and no debt.
Oh my God.
Unless there was debt associated with those studios that we don't know about. I don't know what the fuck is going on over there, and I'm just going to keep screaming my head off about it, even though
Square's just fucking insane. They haven't made sense in a long ass time.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I saw this. I did see this.
Speaking of Square things that are going badly, this isn't necessarily a mark of quality, a mark against this game, but Forspoken, the isekai game with the lady protagonist, had a trailer that they put out on Twitter, and it is getting fucking roasted. It's like a little trailer, and it's got this voiceover. She's like, so let me get this straight. I'm somewhere that's not Earth, and I've got seeing dragons, and my jewelry's fucking talking to me. This is a weird, okay, I guess let's do this. It's a weird day. It's very...
Yeah, it's the okay, that's something I do now thing.
Yeah.
And it's the way she says everything, by the way, that makes it that much worse.
Very strange. It doesn't match what's going on the screen. And so people just took that shit and ran with it. They just started putting...
so funny.
I saw the Bloodborne one, and I just didn't know what I was looking at before I saw the actual
was so
meme.
funny.
So,
yeah.
They did it for Bloodborne, like Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
The Tony Hawk one's my favorite one.
Somebody did it for like Metal Gear.
Yeah, there's a Metal Gear Solid one.
Yeah, there's just so many of them, and it's just
so
like
fucking funny.
They're getting roasted alive. They're so good. Y'all should totally go look it up.
Because it wants to be this comedic like thing where it's like, but it doesn't work the way it's edited.
Yep.
And the way the voicing is.
Yep.
Like it probably would work if it was like animated in a better way.
Yep.
But it's not, because it's just a series of clips. And it's just really fucking stupid.
Yeah. It's great. Y'all should all go look it up. There's an Undertale
the Undertale
one.
one's great because it's all in like text.
Yeah, it's all
and
in
it makes
Undertale.
it really funny.
Yeah. They're so awesome. Apparently there's like thousands of these things.
It wants to be like Joss Whedon comedy writing.
Yeah.
But it just fails miserably.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
So yeah, go check that out. Oh boy. Oh my God.
It's really funny.
All right, let's see. Moving back to regular stuff, but not away from the whole trash fire part of this segment yet.
It's got some fire.
Blizzard has announced that there's not going to be another multiplayer test for Overwatch 2 before the actual release of the game.
That's not a terrible thing, though.
No, there's only a couple months. It's coming out, I believe, in October. I think everything October 4th.
Yeah, pretty soon actually.
And they basically said they got all the data they needed, so they're going to spend the entire time polishing between now and October. I was really dissatisfied with the Overwatch 2 beta.
Everyone was,
but I think it's just because I'm really dissatisfied with Overwatch. It also makes me remember how long Overwatch was. Did Overwatch have like an early access period, or did it just come out?
No, it absolutely had an early access period. The reason I remember that specifically is because that's what killed Battleborn, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Because they're like, Battleborn's out, and then they're like, hey, beta test.
Right.
Like in the same weekend, and no one talked about Battleborn.
Yeah. Do you think that... I mean, at this point, who the fuck knows? Is it possible that Overwatch 2 will be a flop?
God, I kind of expect it to, because it's done so much different that people are like really up in arms about it.
I mean, I feel like the people that were casual fans of Overwatch 1 aren't going to be interested in Overwatch 2.
Dude, we lost interest of Overwatch 1.
Right.
Because the meta became too hard.
Yeah.
Because they appealed to only the hardcore tournament people,
and it looks like they're just leaning further into that for the second one.
And they removed they removed the ability to have more than one tank. Like, they've made it less appealing, because now it is even more meta shit.
Yeah,
to the point where it's like, man, and the characters work so much differently that it's not even the same feel. So it's like, I don't really care about any of this anymore.
And you just get your ass stomped.
Yeah.
I went in there. I used to be able to play Overwatch, and I mean, people, I don't even know if anybody makes jokes about me being bad at video games anymore, but I just kind of assume that everybody thinks I'm bad at video games. I used to play Overwatch all the time, and then Matt and I went to that beta, and I was just like, I just apologized the entire time. I was like, I can't do anything. I can't make anything happen here. I can't get any kills. I can't do any heals. I'm not getting any assists. I
used to be great at it. And then as the game went on, I was like, oh, now I'm bad at this.
Yeah. I even got up to Soldier 76, the fucking meat and potatoes, and I was like, oh no, you just can't do this anymore.
Yeah, and he's super straightforward as hell.
Yeah.
And that's the scary thing, is that this game isn't designed for isn't the game. This game isn't the game it was part one came out.
Yeah.
Which is the reason it appealed to everybody.
Yep.
It's now so much far up its own ass, and the stuff that they're adding is even less appealing to people, that it's just like, man, I'm expecting Overwatch 2 to do half of what they're expecting it to do, minimum.
Well, it's funny, because I wouldn't have thought that 3 years ago, but it's just like Blizzard is on a streak right now. Yeah. So
I'm not expecting this game to do well.
Yeah.
And at least not as well as they were expecting it to. Because Overwatch 1 was a surprise.
One thing is that the loot boxes are going to be gone.
Well, that's interesting.
Yep. I mean, they already said they were phasing out loot boxes for Overwatch 2.
That's true.
And because Overwatch 2 is replacing Overwatch 1, it means they're also phasing out loot boxes for Overwatch 1. And apparently that whole thing is going to get shut down on August 30th. So...
they're the game that really popularized the loot box, to be honest.
Yep.
Loot boxes were already a thing, but they were the ones that, because I don't think they were even called loot boxes at that point. I think they're the ones who helped coin that term more.
Yeah.
But it was very much its thing.
Somebody in the comment section for this article was talking about how, I didn't actually really mind the Overwatch loot boxes back when I used to play Overwatch, and it was like I could just every week I could go to arcade, I could play whatever the rotating mode was and get one.
Yeah.
I could play 3 matches and get a second one, and then I could see if I want to get any more, if I was close to leveling up to get another one.
You had to get coins too eventually to get more.
And it was fine because I didn't have to devote I just it's Monday night, I'll play a little Overwatch.
Yeah.
Boom, that's cool. I'll come back next Monday and see about more Overwatch. But yeah, I don't know, because nothing in the Overwatch boxes, to their credit, nothing in the Overwatch loot boxes ever affected the game.
No,
it was all just cosmetics,
stickers, emotes.
Yeah, they were never
sprays, not stickers. Yeah,
they were never too greedy.
No,
on that.
It was the best. It was the best case scenario you could do with them.
Yeah,
it made it difficult to unlock things you wanted. But it was but you could still do it for free if you wanted to.
I think that early on it was easier, but as they kept adding skins, it was when I wanted the Soldier 76 fucking Grillmaster 76 skin.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I just kind of worked at it a few days a week for a little while, and I got it. And it was like, okay, cool. But then, like, as they kept adding more and more and more, and it was just like, you open a box and it's just like 2 sprays, an emote, and some coins, and it was like, go garbage.
Yeah,
thank you.
Pure garbage.
Yes.
I never really got the McCree skins I wanted. I already forgot his new name, so I'm just gonna keep calling him that.
Yeah. We did, though, also find out that we also got the trailer for the current Overwatch anniversary event that's happening. I actually thought, I only put this in here because I thought it was sad as fuck, because the skins are all just skins they previously had but recolored to different colors.
That sounds about right.
Where it's like, oh yeah, it's the remix. Here, the one that everybody's kind of liking, though, is Genji's like Sentai one.
That outfit was always great.
They have a red one now, so
that's actually a really nice look, though.
Yeah. I saw some people talking about it with like Ultraman style, and then some other people talking about something else I didn't know. But this is mostly just recolors of previous skins.
Yeah, and some of them aren't all that interesting. Like the Soldier 76 one is just a black outfit.
This is like Diva has one that's kind of Hatsune Miku inspired.
That's a nice one, though, actually.
The kind of little schoolgirl one. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think Overwatch's day in the sun is over. Like, everything.
Oh, no, absolutely.
Nothing gold stays, pony boy. Like, eventually everything turns into crap. So
that's the sad thing about it.
Speaking of crap, that crappy ripoff of that dog-headed skin in Call of Duty got pulled finally.
Oh, okay.
After a week. Call of Duty apologized for the misstep.
It looks badly on them, so yeah, that makes sense.
I actually thought that was pretty terrible.
The misstep line?
Yeah, they said...
surprise mechanics, guys. We stole your shit.
Yeah. The company claims that it regrettably aired. It's like, you stole something, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like,
and then you waited.
Yeah.
You waited too long.
Yeah, and you know that, like, as soon as the article that said that you stole it came out, a bunch of people bought it really quickly because they knew it was going to get pulled from the store.
Oh, was it already for purchase at that point?
Yeah, it was on the store for a while.
Shit, I didn't realize it.
So
people bought it still. So they're not going to take it away, I assume.
Hey, do you know what would be a really good? You know what would be a great apology for their misstep?
Give him money.
Yeah, give the guy that made the skin cash
just pay
money
him for his shit, guys.
Not like Warzone coins or something, but like actual real money.
There's a copy of Overwatch too.
Yes, exactly.
Why would I want this?
Let's see. From there, we got the official announcement that Sonic the Hedgehog is in the Fall Guys. I don't like the fact that this is apparently only going from August 11th to August 15th.
That's a really small time frame. Holy shit.
4 fucking days. But they've got some skins. They got a Sonic skin, Gold Sonic skin, Tails, Knuckles, and a little Dr. Wily skin for them Fall Guys. And then they've got a level that is it's called the Bean Hill Zone.
Oh, okay. That's fun.
I think Amanda was on when we saw somebody that found this shit in the source code and was able to get it running, and it's a very Sonic-inspired thing.
Good for them.
I'm just like, that's great. I just don't understand why they have to do the time-limited horse shit, or even if they're going to do time-limited, why do they only do it for 4 fucking days,
4 days is
like,
not a lot of time for anything.
Goddamn, y'all.
Like, a week I would have been like, okay, what's a week, I guess, but that's 4 days.
Yeah.
But I guess it's got to go fast.
It starts today, the day that we're recording, and it ends on Monday.
Are you serious?
So by the time you hear this, it might already be done if you listen on Monday evening.
Jesus, that's ridiculous.
Fucking know. So
not a lot of time, guys. You got to go fast.
Yep. Speaking of Sonic, we're getting a 3rd Sonic movie.
Yes.
Yeah, December 20th, 2024. So,
it's going up against apparently Avatar 3's current release date.
I think Sonic would win that fight.
I hope it would win that
Nobody
fight.
fucking cares about Avatar, man. Who cares about Avatar? Nobody cares about Avatar.
Yeah, and that's if Avatar 3 actually comes out on that day.
Why do you think, if anybody cared about Avatar, why would Ubisoft be making the game for it? Come on.
Yeah, Ubisoft of all people.
So, yeah, this is just a brief announcement, and of course, anybody doing the math will be able to tell that, that's 2 years and change from where we are right now.
Which is, a decent amount of time for a movie with animation in it.
Yeah.
And I want to find out how Shadow the Hedgehog's going to be in it. I can't wait to see if they're going to make him stupidly edgy.
Well, apparently Jim Carrey wanted to retire after Sonic 2.
He mentioned he thought about it.
Yeah, the reason I wanted to keep this in was because the quote from him is that he would consider returning for, quote, some sort of script that's written in gold ink that says to me that it's going to be really important for people to see. Like, I don't think that's what Sonic is, my man.
It's not normally that, but you did Kick-Ass 2, so
well, there is that. There's that.
I'm gonna be surprised. They're like, look, Jim, just do the third one and then you're done.
Yeah.
Just let it be a trilogy at least, bud.
Yeah. I mean, they've got to animate all the Sonic hair, so it's going to take a long time.
Yeah.
Haven't seen either. Never watched a single. Haven't seen either one of them.
I still think they're some of the better video game movies out there.
Okay.
Legitimately.
I mean, like, the thing is that...
it helps that I don't know anything about Sonic the Hedgehog that much.
I fucking hate Sonic the Hedgehog and all that he stands for, so...
Everything I know about him was from the Sonic Adventure time frame.
Yeah.
And that third movie is going to reach that time frame, so I'm excited about that.
Great. Wonderful. If Shadow the Hedgehog is in there and he looks stupid, he's got guns, maybe I'll watch the third one.
He's supposed to be in it because he's spoilers for Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
No, don't. I haven't watched it yet. Don't spoil for the second one.
You're never going to watch that.
Don't watch it. Don't. Maybe if the Patreon reaches a really unreasonable amount that I said, I'll do a movie review for all the Sonics. All three of them once they're out. In 2024, if RageSelect still exists.
They're still around, yeah. Still waiting for that over 9,000, guys, so we can do Dragon Ball Z Kakarot full playthrough.
Fuck you.
Please do it. That way Jeff gets the money and I get to play Dragon Ball.
Oh, God. Yeah.
I get no money from that, by the way.
Yeah. Oh,
just Dragon Ball.
You get an even greater gift, the gift of my fucking time.
Yeah, the gift of Dragon Ball.
Boo. Also, there's a Pac-Man movie that's getting made. This is being made by an original idea based on the producer behind the Sonic movies, Chuck Williams. I don't know how you make a Pac-Man movie.
Well, you just base it on those side-scroller ones or whatever they made. They made a bunch of those over the years.
Are you gonna have a live action movie where there's like a big bulbous Pac-Man just walking around interacting with people with the big fucking face?
Yeah, he's trying to find his wife. They're like, what happened to Miss Pac-Man? He has got to find the copyright for Miss Pac-Man.
Yeah, actually, they already confirmed Miss Pac-Man is... Oh, no, wait, they took Miss Pac-Man out of the adventure thing because of the rights for it or whatever?
So now it's Pac-Mom or whatever.
Yeah.
Got a hat and gloves.
That was what the original Miss Pac-Man's outfit was. Anyway, yeah, I don't think that Pac-Man would make for a good movie. Call me crazy.
It all depends on what they do with it, because you could maybe do some like weird shit with it, but I don't see it working the way the Sonic one did, if that makes sense.
The only Pac-Man that I've ever enjoyed was that championship one that was just fucking psychotic,
crazy as shit.
Yeah,
it's hard to look at.
That's the one I liked.
But yeah, they made a lot of like actual like platformer type Pac-Man games over the years, so they could just base it off one of those. And they had a cartoon series at one point, so
yeah, didn't like that either. Don't like Pac-Man.
I had a couple cartoon series actually.
Not a Pac-Man fan. And then let's see, before we get into trailers, we got Jeff Keighley out here announcing that in 2 weeks, in like a week and a half, Gamescom is kicking off, and that they're going to be doing Gamescom opening night live, and they're going to have like a 2-hour show with a bunch of people, a whole bunch of games, new announcements. So
30 games, dozens of them.
Yeah, well, 30 apparently, but I don't know.
That's a couple dozen.
I don't know. It says 30 plus games on stage. I don't know. This article seems to think that that's 30 new games, but
it's probably just some of them are probably just like current ones that have already been announced.
But then this article also threw a lot of shade at Summer Games Fest. I thought Summer Games Fest was fine this year.
Oh, it was fine, yeah.
So,
but a lot of people were kind of delayed in what they're able to make at the moment, so it's not like you can announce that many things.
Oh, yeah, but we're going to see Sonic Frontiers.
Yeah,
Sonic
the
Frontiers.
world premiere stuff, more of Sonic Frontiers.
Woo!
The game everyone's excited about.
Oh, boy.
Oh, jeez.
Well, you may not be excited about that, Michael, but are you excited for this new Mortal Kombat animated movie?
I'm not going to lie, no.
Yeah? Is it because of, what's-his-face?
Because it's a Kenshi. Oh, I like Kenshi is the thing. The issue is that, like, the timeline of this thing is all fucking wackadoo. Like, this shit makes zero sense to my Mortal Kombat brain.
Kano's coming. Old Kano's taking over a village with old Cabal, but then, like, regular Aaron Black or something. I don't know.
Black's there, so I don't remember that guy's name. I forget the character's name, but he's there, the big guy. And also Shang Tsung's there for some reason.
Oh, yeah, Ferritor. But like the thing that's weird, it's like it's a Kenshi origin, but it's like Kenshi
was an older character, so it makes it even weirder to be.
He's young, and Sub-Zero's old.
We got an old Sub-Zero. It's like, what is this fucking timeline? It's screwy as hell. Shit's ridiculous is all I gotta say.
Yeah, I haven't cared for the anime. I don't think anybody but Ed Boon knows how to make Mortal Kombat work, to be honest. Like,
well, even then, I don't think so. Because the first one I thought was kind of okay, but it was a Scorpion is the hero kind of thing,
right? It was
and the second one was also weird as shit. And it was.
What was the second one?
The second one was it was an adaptation of Mortal Kombat 2, but also Part 4 at the same time.
What?
That involves a giant dragon fight with a giant Shinnok, I think, or something like that. It's terrible. It's on HBO Max.
Oh.
It's mostly terrible.
Okay.
And it has the same issues I have with it, is that it doesn't, like, even as a Mortal Kombat fan, this shit is stupid.
Yeah.
Like, it's bonkers and doesn't make any sense, and you're like, none of this appeals to me.
But it's bonkers. It doesn't make any sense in a bad way.
Yeah, in a bad way. Like, it's like I wanted to see these animated movies so I could see like actual adaptations of these.
Sure.
And one, it fucks with it enough that I'm like, this is kind of fun. But two is just like, this is just stupid. Like, none of this makes any fucking sense.
Yeah, why don't you just make Mortal Kombat? Why do they have to keep like reinventing Mortal Kombat? Like, it's got a cheesy, dicked up story to begin with. Like,
it's really fucking stupid.
Like, you remember the live action movie? Like, they had to fucking completely rewrite the Mortal Kombat to fit it in there, and it was terrible.
Yeah.
I was like, why didn't you just make Mortal Kombat?
Here's the thing, guys. Mortal Kombat, of all the fighting games, has the most consistent storyline.
Yeah.
That you could easily just make a movie or anything from beginning to end, and it would make perfect sense.
Even the 90s wanted to change a bunch of shit around.
It didn't, yeah.
It's just like, why did you do that?
And it worked just fine for the most part.
Yeah. Anyway,
it's just so stupid.
Speaking of stupid, we also got, I'm going to just keep bragging on this game until it comes out. We got the trailer for the Red Hood gameplay trailer for Gotham Knights.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is, I just, with the, like, it's just so stupid. Not Gotham Knights, but just like the Red Hood is a gun guy. But he shoots like non-lethal rubber bullets at people.
What's the magic thing that's weirding me out about him?
And then there's the Lazarus Pit magic that he's got, and just like
because him being the gun guy, that's always been his thing. But like,
yeah, but
making him magical is also just kind of weird.
See, I maybe stopped reading the comics by the time he joined the Bat family, so I've never actually seen him in a comic, and so it's just weird to be like, this is the Batman with guns and a motorcycle, and it's like, what? Why? What?
He's still kind of murderous, though, even in the comics, though.
Yeah.
they decided to make him a little less murdery because he's always just been the crazy person.
Very nice graphics. The game itself looks like garbage.
I'm not looking for. Every time I like when they first announced this, I'm like, this could be a fun idea.
Yeah.
But the more they show it, the more I'm like, man, this is just it's just Avengers vibes I'm getting off of it.
Yeah.
In a bad way.
Another thing where it was like, I bet it's going to be fucked up by the fact that they had to make a multiplayer.
Yeah.
Like, they just, if you had made this single player, if you had made this your Arkham Origins game and had it so you played like a quarter of the game as each one of the Bat family, and then each one had different mechanics and like a small upgrade tree and stuff. That would have been really cool.
That could have been really cool.
Like, really bespoke. Maybe there's like, you're playing in an open map, but then like kind of Arkham City style, but then there's parts of the map that can only be accessed with certain characters. So it's like, oh, well, there's power-ups over here, but you can't get into that area until you get to the Nightwing chapter type of thing. I could totally fucking write this game, but they've got such a goddamn boner for like, you got to be able to play it with your friends so we can monetize it and put skins in. And it's just like, you would make more money if you didn't do this.
No.
Like, we've reached a critical mass where like, it's been proven that not everybody can be fucking Destiny. Like,
not a lot of guys are very good at it, and they're even by those standards, Gotham Knight has some very bare bones look.
Yeah.
When you see like gameplay of it, so I'm sure the game will do fine, but it's not. I don't think it's going to be for me. I don't know. I'm going to see how it plays out.
No, Michael, you and I got to play it. We're going to play through the whole thing co-op multiplayer.
If you want, sure, I guess.
Also, I don't like the fact that Red Hood is in this universe is just like the big scary dude.
Yeah,
right.
That's the weirdest thing is they made him a big giant
He's
guy.
The big brawl.
Instead of him just being another Robin.
He's standing closer to the camera in the shot, isn't he?
No, but
he's standing in front of the rest of them. Yeah.
Like when you look at him, he looks like 1,000 times older than everybody else.
That's true.
He's gigantically buff and he's got like gray hair. Like, he doesn't look like the second Robin.
Yeah. Yep. Speaking of solving mysteries, I'm trying to solve the mystery of why I'm excited about this Sherlock Holmes game.
Are they still making these?
Yeah. So this is interesting. We got Sherlock Holmes The Awakened announcement trailer this week. So this is Sherlock and Watson, and they're in like it looks like a Louisiana swamp.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of like hillbilly guys start like shooting at them, and they're like having a really, 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 really slow boat chase with rowboats in a swamp. And then at a certain point, Holmes and Watson go past a certain area, and they're just like, let them go, they'll never survive. And then like and then they pan out and go under the water, Michael. And I know this isn't a new thing, but there's a goddamn Cthulhu under there.
Oh my god.
So it's like Sherlock Holmes versus the old ones, and it's being made by Frogwares, the guys that made the Sunken City.
Oh my god. That's kind of amazing.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, cool.
Yeah, no, yeah, I'm on board for that.
Yeah, give
That's
it to
amazing.
me. Down. I'm down.
It's crazy as shit. It just might work.
So, plus, I'm all in support of Frogwares after Nacon / Big Ben fucked them. So.
Yeah, they fucked them hard.
Let's see.
Not in a good way.
We also got a brief teaser for Persona 5 Royale. And now that I think about it, I probably shouldn't have left this in here because it's just a montage of shit happening in Persona 5 Royale.
Oh, it's the anime, right?
Mostly this is the game.
Oh, this is the game?
Is the PS5 Series X release of Royale.
Oh, is that what this is?
Yeah,
Okay.
but then the actual gameplay stuff doesn't it's not high enough resolution to look that much different from what already exists.
It's shinier.
So, yeah,
Looks shinier to me, at least.
And then a lot of this trailer is like hand animated cutscenes, which doesn't really make a whole lot of sense.
But sure.
Yeah. The thing I think is interesting though is I don't know if you were on when I was talking about this before, is like there is no upgrade path. You're gonna have to buy this whole thing over again.
Really?
Yeah. And there was apparently no upgrade path. Like if you bought Persona 5 on the PS4 when Royale came out on the PS4, there was no upgrade path there either. You had to rebuy the entire game from scratch.
That I think is still true, yeah.
And then now this one is coming out for the next gen consoles, and you must rebuy the whole thing for full MSRP from scratch.
Jesus Christ.
Like nobody cares because Persona fans are nutso. So
it's true. Took a long time in between each one either way.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe this will be the reason I need to actually go back and play this game. But
yeah, I actually still need to finish it. I started it, got to the second boss, and never got a chance to finish it.
Well, you got to start over.
Yeah, I would have to start over, which I'm fine with because I don't remember anything that happened.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yep. Let's see. We also got a trailer for another Soul Hackers 2 trailer. This one went over the allies of the main character.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, there's going to be 3 different characters. One is like one is like an independent, like kind of mercenary. One of them works for like another organization. I don't know. It's kind of your standard anime bullshit. It's funny. One of them, the name for this one character is Milady, and when they announced her, they say that name in English because it's dubbed in English, and it's like Milady, and then like it came on the screen. I was like, that's not what that word
Definitely
means.
not what that says. Definitely not what that says.
But apparently, they kind of go over like in order to get close to them, you'll have this kind of these like areas where you can go and
hang out with them, kind of thing.
Yeah, have your social conversations, hang out. You can end up doing missions with them and stuff like that. I'm really excited for this. It's coming out. It's coming out like a week and a half.
Really? Yeah. That's pretty soon. Yeah.
It's coming out like at the end of this month.
This is a Switch game, right?
I think it's gonna be on the PC as well, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't know. Let's find out. I thought it was gonna be on everything. But
I thought it was just the Switch game. I remember it being announced on Switch originally, but I don't know if that's.
Nope. Actually, everything but the Switch.
That's weird. I could have sworn it was a Switch announcement.
Windows, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox
I guess
Series
I'm
XX.
just going crazy.
Yeah.
I could have sworn. Well, no, I'm thinking of something else. Okay. I'm not sure what I'm thinking of, but I'm sure I'm thinking of something else.
Yeah. So, let's see. We also got a trailer for the first Descendant. This is a Nexon game, but it looks really, really well. Okay, it's a multiplayer thing. But like it's got this kind of like shooter mech designed kind of thing for it. It all looks really, really hot, like nice, Very cool.
These are kind of cutscene-y, though, so we'll see how the actual game itself looks once it comes out.
It's like third-person kind of action game. Again, this is, I don't know, this is something I might check out if it was free to play, maybe, but
who knows?
Because I know Nexon's a big online company.
Yeah.
So we'll see. And then the last thing that we got was the official 1.0 release of Despot's game, which is something that I keep meaning to put on RageSelect, but I haven't done yet. It's like a weird thing where this giant insane AI like runs these gladiatory games with these little pixel guys, and then you like create a team, and then they kind of auto battle, and you get to see what they do. Apparently, all the development was in early access, and August 15th it's coming out. Right.
That's fun.
August, September. Yeah, August 15th. So, like, by the time you hear this, it'll be almost out. So,
nice.
Yeah, I keep meaning to play this because it looks all, like, brutal and pixelated and kind of fun.
Yeah, because I remember the announcement for this because we were comparing it to, what was the name of it? Totally Realistic Battle Simulator or whatever?
Oh, yeah, kind of like that. I do like the fact that they have little One Punch Men, little Saitamas.
Yeah.
Just, like, straight up One Punch Man in there. So
there's like a Sailor Moon look too at one point.
Yeah, I don't know. Just have to check this out at some point. So we'll see. All right. So we talked a lot of shit about a lot of different Marvel stuff. Fortunately, we have some more shit to talk because XCOM is no, not XCOM.
Yeah,
Marvel Midnight Suns is getting delayed. Okay, this is the point where I'm tired now.
No, I get it. Yeah, I'm tired too.
So yeah, that game was supposed to be coming out later this year, and it's been pushed back to probably next year at the earliest. No specific updated release date has been given.
Yeah.
As always, I would like to just take this opportunity to express my sentiment that I would much rather a game come out correctly than come out early. Like, I'd rather get the finished version when it's not shitty.
Yeah, them delaying it, I have no issues with that. One, because I wasn't all that interested to begin with. And two, I would rather the game be great for who wants it than
Michael Spider-Man. Yeah, Michael Spider-Man.
I don't like the way it looks.
Spider-man Michael.
I don't like the looks of that Spider-Man.
They got a classic Spider-Man skin in there.
Do they, though?
Yes.
It's not really that good looking, though.
Well,
I've seen the differences. It's weird.
I don't know.
I don't like weird things. I'm just kidding. I don't like weird things in my Spider-Man.
Yeah. Other than that, we don't really have very many other announcements because we do have an announcement that Subnautica, the studio that makes Subnautica Unknown Worlds, will be announcing their new game at the previously mentioned Gamescom opening. Jeff Keighley tweeted about this. Apparently, Subnautica's next, or the Unknown Worlds' next game is going to be a science fiction turn-based game, like strategy game, which is interesting considering that up until now they've only done survival games. So
yeah, that's interesting.
Yep.
I'm sure it'll be fun.
We'll see what happens there. Oh, you know what? This isn't a new thing, but Humble Bundle currently has a hell of a Resident Evil deal if you're into that sort of thing. So for $1, you can get the Resident Evil Remake, Resident Evil Revelations, and Resident Evil Revelations 2 Episode 1 for $1 and up.
Yeah.
If you go to the $10 tier, you will get all of that. Also, Resident Evil 0, Resident Evil 5 Gold Edition, Resident Evil 6, and Resident Evil Revelations 2, the Deluxe Edition, which has all the chapters. If you pay $30 or more, you get all of that, but you also get RE2, 3, and 7.
Which is pretty good.
And you get a Steam coupon for half off of Village. So you get Village for $30. So technically for $60, you can get everything except for 4, because if you notice, 4 was not that list.
Well, 1's not in there too, right?
No, that's what Resident Evil Remake is. It's the very first game.
Okay, sorry. I didn't realize that's what it said. I missed that part.
Yeah. These are all Steam games. These are all the Steam versions of the games, but you're getting everything but 4.
Yeah. And that's usually not that expensive to begin with.
Yeah, 4 goes on sale all the time. And even getting half off of Village, man, that's for $60. You get every single Resident Evil game on the PC except for 4. Full stop. And like
pretty much,
Revelations 1, Revelations 2, RE1, 2 make, 3 make, 5 and 6 Gold Edition.
Because the only things aren't on there, I think, or don't have remakes to begin with or something.
It's like, there's like Code Veronica and
kind of
Gun
thing.
Survivor and stuff like that.
Resident Evil Yeah, wait, Resident Evil 0 is on there, right?
Yeah, 0 is on there. So yeah. So if you want to get all caught up on your Resident Evils, man, you could spend a lot worse. There'd be a lot worse ways to spend $60.
Yeah, especially with these fucking things.
Or 30 if you just want to get everything else. So, yep, go check it out.
Pretty good.
I wonder how long this is actually. I didn't check to see how long this is going. I don't know how Humble Bundle's page works. 12 days. So
it'll still be going by the time.
It'll still be going by the time you hear this. Oh wait, 4 is in there. 4 is totally in there.
Oh, that's weird.
It wasn't in the article, but it's totally in there.
Okay, so all of pretty much all mainline Resident Evils at least are in there.
Everything but Village, and you get a coupon for half off Village,
which is pretty good.
I wonder if that coupon works if Steam puts it on sale. Like if Steam puts Village on sale for $30, can you just cash the coupon in for free and then get Village in there too?
I'm not sure.
It
doesn't mention on there.
I forgot that they even put like Resident Evil 0 and Remake out on the PC.
I forgot that too, yeah. Because a lot of those were GameCube games.
I might actually buy this. This is actually kind of a hell of a deal.
Pretty good, especially if you have a good PC, because I don't have a good PC is the thing.
Spider-Man. maybe you get a PC, maybe not for Spider-Man, maybe you get the Half-Life 2 VR. So there's a group that's been working on Half-Life 2 VR mod for a long time, and they're finally at a point where they're going to be able to put it into beta. I actually, looking at the trailer for this, I actually think that this would work really, really well.
Yeah.
Because you kind of got Alex as a template, and then Half-Life itself is very physics-based, and also not like the hardest shooter in the world.
No.
So
yeah. They made it. It's a very straightforward. The game mostly was happy about the things it could do than the actual shooting.
Yeah. So yeah, I can only imagine like what does the gravity gun like in VR?
Yeah,
it's pretty cool. Apparently, they're trying to get Valve to just like give them their blessing before getting it onto Steam.
Yeah.
As literally something that you can purchase on Steam. But yeah, that seems pretty cool. If you need a reason to play Half-Life 2, I mean, if you need a reason. You could just play Half-Life 2.
That's true. Half-Life 2 is pretty fun.
And then last, we've got some fun stuff. So first up, I don't know if you saw this. Okay, so Warcraft Adventures, right?
Uh-huh.
The adventure game that never was released was accidentally leaked. Like part of it was accidentally leaked.
That's interesting.
Years ago. So it wasn't finished. But some guy took it upon himself not to remaster the game, but just to remaster the cutscenes from the game.
That's not a bad thing, though. That sort of thing is pretty straightforward for at least what they can do.
These were like kind of like 240p or some garbage.
Yeah, they were all like just mad looking.
And this guy went in and through a combination of like some AI stuff, but also it says in this article that he went through just redrew frame by frame the stuff that wasn't able to be interpolated correctly.
Probably just traced it, yeah.
Yeah, because there's some stuff where it's blurry. He said he went in and like manually removed artifacting from frames.
That's really cool.
So you can actually download this as a mod off of Nexus Mods, but in order to get it into the game, you have to do more work because he can't give you this unreleased game.
Yeah.
So... it doesn't even say whether the actual game itself will be in any way enhanced.
Yeah.
Probably just the cutscenes.
I assume it's just the cutscenes, yeah.
The cutscenes look nice. I just thought it would be interesting if they would have put this out. I'm more of a fan of... I'm more of wishing that they put out Ghost, but... I don't know.
My favorite thing about these cutscenes is it reminds me of the Mortal Kombat animation for that USA cartoon.
Uh-huh.
Like, it's got that same 90s look.
Very, like, Saturday morning cartoon, 1994.
Like, this easily could have been a cartoon.
Yeah.
Like, on fucking Fox.
But can you imagine what that quality, like, around the time when it was supposed to have come out, if it had looked... something had come out that looked like this, like... They spent some cash for the time.
They would have spent a lot of cash on the time.
So.
There's a lot of unique animations in this.
Yeah.
Because a lot of those cartoons in the 90s were not that unique, animation-wise.
Very true. I almost put this in the Evo section, Michael. After years and years, a Super Punch-Out secret has been...
This blew my mind.
...has been discovered. So apparently... There is, a stage select for Punch-Out if you hold down a certain button combination where you can just skip directly to any... This is all Super Punch-Out, any stage you want. But then there's also a second set of buttons you can hold down that will allow a second player to control the adversary.
Yeah,
like,
which is fucking crazy.
Obviously used for like debugging, probably, right?
Most likely, yeah.
But it's kind of nuts because it doesn't change like the view or anything. So you're still looking at the back of Little Mac, and then you're controlling the other character from the front,
which is kind of insane.
Yeah, it is. It's very strange, but apparently you could do this on the Switch version.
Yeah, because there's no reason to have updated it, kind of thing.
Yeah,
like there's you'd have to go into code and fuck with it just to do that. Yeah, and there's no reason to do that. And I love that.
It's been 30 years since this game came out.
And that's the amazing thing, because the duck hunt one comes up every now and then where they're like, you could control the ducks. Like, yeah, but that was in the manual,
right?
Kind of thing. Well, this apparently was not. This was just something somebody discovered, and that's crazy.
I want to know how it got discovered.
somebody was clearly just fucking around, and then that's how it happened. But I don't know, or maybe they went to the code and found something. Who knows?
Possibly. And last but not least, my mind was blown. Somebody made an Elden Ring Wandering Mausoleum out of Legos.
Holy shit, that thing's amazing.
5,000 pieces, 30 pounds. Apparently it's like the size of a few babies, or the weight of some babies or dogs.
Yeah, 30 pounds, yeah. It's heavier than my dog.
Gigantic. It's like you put a little minifig by it so you can see it. For anybody that doesn't know, the Wandering Mausoleums in Elden Ring are these giant, like kind of like a little shrine, but like on legs that walks around.
Yeah, it's really neat.
And it stands up like on its own. Like somebody actually asked in this Reddit, like, how did you build the internal structure? And the guy just said, lots of Technic. Lots of Technic.
That's why it's so heavy, man.
Yep. You go check it out. And that's a podcast.
Yeah.
That's one more podcast. One more podcast
in
for the road. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I did it. Now I'm tired. I'm a little lightheaded, actually. I think I might need
tired. Just sweaty,
a snack. This is a really engaged podcast this week. So
it really was.
Anyway, Michael, tell the fine folks of the internet where they can engage with you when you're not over here.
You can find me on oneofus.net. We do a lot of movie television reviews. I had although my last review was DC League of Super Pets, but I recently had a series of the coverage for Annecy Animation Film Festival that I did with Machak, who actually went there.
Okay.
I was just there mostly as kind of a springboard or a talking board. But he did send me some stuff that was like legit, like animation stuff that was really cool to look at. The most recent one I saw that we came out with was about Pakistan's first animated film that they're making.
Interesting.
This is really cool. I'm just going to talk about it briefly. It's called the Glass Worker or something like that.
Okay.
It's about they're trying to make it look like really close to Studio Ghibli, and it looks really fucking great. Turns out Pakistan has never made anything animation wise that wasn't like related to some sort of advertising thing.
Okay.
Which is really cool. And this has been like a passion project. Some of these people are used to be doctors and stuff that just really wanted to do animation. And so they've been working on this with them for a long time. So I'm very, very excited.
Okay. The Glass Worker?
Yeah, the Glass Worker.
Okay.
And yeah, it's like, yeah, it looks great. They've clearly been working on it for a long time, but they've shown off some stuff at Annecy, and it looks amazing so far.
Oh yeah, looks real. Well, let's see some people. Oh man, it's very Ghibli. Yeah,
they're very inspired by Ghibli. They got some help from some. They've been getting help from like other studios for background stuff.
Yeah,
and yeah, they got it kickstarted for a lot of it too. Yeah, because you can find some of the old like art, and it's come a very long way.
Okay.
So
I mean, yeah, it's very Ghibli, but like, hey, if you're gonna do it, if you're gonna be inspired by the best.
Yeah, exactly. Very exciting stuff.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, go check that out. I don't know. Do you want to do a Patreon? Maybe go to patreon.com/RageSelect for your podcast. Last week I asked the people, I said, people, what do you think? Do you like the new podcast or the old podcast? Most of what we got were people saying, I like the new podcast, but then it occurred to me that it was like, Jeff, you've been doing the podcast in this format for like 2.5 years now. So anybody that really liked the old podcast probably doesn't listen to the podcast anymore. So they're probably going to tell you, everyone who's left is going to say, I like the new podcast. But, if you're not already a patron, maybe consider going over to patreon.com/RageSelect. It takes a lot of hard work. You can hear how much exhaustion in the voices of Mike and Jeff after all this.
We're very sweaty.
That's right. Yeah,
you would be surprised how much work this is.
I'm gonna go mop off. You guys should go buy those Resident Evil video games. I don't know what the fucking. We're done here. That's it. Bye.